Listen. So before we dive into my show, I need you to understand a few things. The Savon experience is just that. The Savon experience. So be warned. These are my views, my thoughts, my opinions. So listen, don't take it serious. Don't get too upset. It's for entertainment purposes only, boo-boo. I don't really know you like that. You already know me like that, right? So we gonna be cool, right? We ain't gonna get mad, right? Because we know. I just speak what I think. So calm down. Chill out. It's just entertainment. You know, girl? So, keep it cute. And if you gonna listen from a place of love. Don't get too mad. Hi, bitches! Welcome to the Saturday Night Social Club. How y'all doing? What y'all up to? How y'all little week been? Yo little week, how's it been? Y'all, I got me a little cocktail, not too much, because I won't be giving too much. And I'm going to be having some of my wonderful friends on tonight. Okay, so I hope you guys are ready. I hope you got your sound right. You got your cameras right. Y'all are sitting down enjoying a little cocktail with us. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna get into the things of things. Okay, so let's see. I told y'all I was gonna have Shayla on tonight, and I was gonna have D-Star on tonight. So we finna bring D-Star on first, honey. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Hold on one second. One second. Rocket.
Hey.
Oh my God.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Good.
Up to the thing.
Right.
What you been up to today?
I'm just working and sleeping. Working and sleeping.
You know, that's the thing. So can everybody hear me? Can folks hear us?
I want to everybody hear me?
I can hear you. You can hear me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel. Can you hear me, boo-boo? I'm getting feedback. I'm waiting. Make sure y'all hoes can hear me.
Is y'all hoes sleep?
Yes. Shaquansha. Y'all couldn't hear Shaquansha?
No.
Girl. Oh, you know what? That's all right, though. That's all right. Let's go on and play it again. Hold on one second, okay? Hold on, D-Star.
Bitch, you see me? Give it mug, honey. Mug and hair. Because I'm that bitch. And you hoes didn't have to invite me to your little petty ass show tonight, but that's all right, girl. We know who's winning, girl. That's why I'm here. And guess what I'm going to do tonight? Moderating you out. So don't get out of hand, bitches, because guess what? Tia and I will kick your ass right on out of here, okay? Because we come here to slay and not play with you out. Okay, so I'm in them comments doing the way I know how to do, and that's be ratchet, but yet on point. And you gonna behave. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And Tina, girl, I got you, girl. I got you, girl. These motherfucking panelists didn't have to invite me though, but fuck them, girl. We got this. Like, share, and subscribe, y'all.
That's what that helper said. Shayla.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Pumpkin.
How y'all doing? Hey, D-Star.
Hey, Shayla.
How you doing, handsome?
All right, and you, beautiful?
It's so good to see your face. I'm waiting for your grand appearance.
I was forgetting what he looked like. Oh, come on. You better give me a nasty bun. You know, I love it when you get on here with that damn bun, girl. You know what I need to send you? A good old flower to just tag that bitch right there.
Oh, no.
An exotic one.
As my Zylan always say, not too much, not too much.
That's just a little classy, a little bougie to mix in with that little ratchet.
Just a little, girl, just a little at a time.
Just a tinge. What you been doing today?
Well, I was at work all day. My back is like in knots, so I got to sit on this massage thingy.
You got to get used to getting back into the mood.
Yes, because I've been lazy. So now I have my wine here.
You got your libation.
Yes.
Yes. These are you drinking water to make sure you stay hydrated.
Well, I'm at work, so I'm doing none of the above.
Water? You can do water at work.
I won't liquor.
Oh, okay. I was gonna put some liquor in my cup too, but I'm scared. I don't want to be drunk online. I'm scared.
Well, yeah, we already had that experience. I ain't gonna call nobody name. Savon.
Savon was just lightly inebriated.
Every other word was bitch and hoe.
All right.
Every other word. Listen, but I tell you what, y'all. So here's the thing. First of all, thank you guys for coming in and being on the show. You guys are always so, great with the support. And I wanted us to have an opportunity to kind of dive in. We touched on it a little bit a couple of weeks ago, but I really wanted to go a little bit deeper. D-Star had an idea. I was like, yes, we need to do that. We're both, all three of us are beauty industry professionals. Mm-hmm. So there are a couple things we want to talk about. One, how y'all feel about getting into the things of the things? Shayla, you've had a head start. So what is it like getting back into it? Oh, knowledgeable one. You have to teach us.
It's a little, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm scared. Cause it's like so many people, everybody waited and waited and waited until the quarantine was over. And it's just like, it was just a rush. Like y'all just too excited to get out the house. They didn't tell y'all it was safe to come outside. They just said, go ahead, girl, go out there, risk your life to get your hair, your nails done. And then it's like the rules and the regulations that I have for people. I done had to turn so many people back around because it's like, don't nobody want to follow the directions. Like if I tell you to wear a mask, don't leave it in your car.
Wear a mask. Right.
So you gotta think about it. I'm doing your nails. I'm dead in your face. So it's like, girl, I don't want you breathing on me. Like it's some stuff going around. And they be like, oh, well, I've been quarantining. Me too. But they don't want to get some shit. It's like, y'all, child, people don't know how to follow directions. That's all it is. I just want people to take precautions. I sanitize everything. Listen, let me tell you something. My hands is peeling right now because I keep having to wipe everything down. Yeah, it's stressful. I mean, it's good to be back at work because now I'm getting a little change now because it was a struggle for a minute. Yeah. The unemployment office, I'm gonna leave y'all alone because I've been fucking y'all ass up all weekend.
But you know what? And your ass, if you still there's a gap in an income, you still certified because once they get to your ass, you'll get that check when it comes. It might be Christmas.
Yeah, because I finally got somebody on the phone today, and she was like, "Oh, well, you applied back in March." No shit, girl. No shit.
So what kind of update did she
Well,
give? Well, not to be in your business, girl, but like, I mean, is it gonna be a resolution?
well, I guess this is the funny thing. Girl, I filled out the application wrong.
Oh,
My dumb ass.
So instead of them telling you that you filled out the application wrong, they said absolutely nothing.
And I said, well, why couldn't somebody just call me? Like, it only take about 5 minutes for you to hang up the phone from who called in and just give me a call. And she kind of got a little slight attitude. And I was like, listen here, Karen.
What you not gonna do? What you not gonna do?
Girl, because I just said that now we closed, our salons and stuff closed March 17th. And we just went back last week. And she was like, so have you went back to work? I said, yeah, but it's definitely not the same. Like I said, I used to do 10 to 12, maybe 15 people a day. Now I'm down to 3 or 4.
And
So
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
She was trying to make it seem like I didn't deserve any money just because I'm back at work. And I'm just like, girl, do you understand? 10 or 12 people down to 3 or 4? Are you serious?
But even on top of that, I've had 2 months of no income, boo-boo.
Exactly.
that part.
What do you mean?
That part.
And that didn't stop my bills from not coming in. And then she was like, oh, well, sometimes if you call the companies, they can put a forbearance on your. I don't want to do that because that's going to back me up even more. I don't want to do that. Now, luckily, I was smart enough to have a savings to where I had money to secure myself for the time that I was off.
Yeah.
But she get that money gone. Well, I mean, it's going down.
A forbearance is just a hold.
Exactly.
It ain't on a lump sum later. Yeah, it ain't
water. I still need light. I still need a whole damn house. I got a mortgage to pay here. I said, listen, I'm not your typical 28-year-old baby. I actually do work for the money that I have. And I ain't laying on my back like the rest of these rats to get a check every month from the government. I'm
right.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
I take it you feel away.
I do.
Just a little. Just a little.
It took me a little longer to file, because of the self-employment part of it. And people have asked me, well, girl, we know that you're working. Why are you filing? Because, bitch, a whole half of my income is gone.
Exactly.
And understand that the salon, I didn't open a salon so that my other job can pay for it. That ain't how it worked. That's stupid business-wise. It needs to pay for itself.
Exactly.
So, sure, the home is fine, but the business and its standing is in, trouble. And yes, I have a savings. And yes, I've utilized the savings to make sure it's okay, because that's also what you do. However, that savings is if something happens to you, not if the government shuts your ass down. So if they shut your ass down and they say, okay, we gonna help you, I want that fucking help.
Right.
You got multi-million-dollar companies out there who also have millions in savings, not 1,000 like myself.
Right. Hello.
They applied and getting funds, so why shouldn't I be able to? D-Star, how have you survived?
Well, I got my stimulus check. And of course my corporate job. I didn't lose hours for my corporate job. Sad to say that the person who was relieving me passed away.
Oh.
So his shift of course I had to end up filling his shift, which kept my hours as what they were. And then I found out one of my older brothers, but throughout this, I did fine, but people around me weren't doing fine, because then to find out one of my older brothers he got the coronavirus and he just survived it. So he's in the last stages of getting over that. So yeah, he said he was almost out of here. He said he wouldn't wish that on his worst enemy.
Wow.
Yeah.
This shit is real.
So it's been tough. It's been tough.
What about your clients? How have they held out?
Well, again, I can, through my PO box, I send them out the home care products that they need, because I keep retail products at home. So because when the salon was closing down, I brought all my retail products home. So they're not missing a beat. The only ones that's missing is the ones that get chemical services. But I told them what to do with the protective styles to keep that going until we can get back to getting back to what we do.
My babies are definitely missing a beat because my clients don't fuck with their hair, period.
Uh-oh.
I tried to do retailing. I was just sitting there with it helped me because I never ran out of product. But then my babies was like, I'm sorry. Thank you. I'll see you next week. Hell, I'm gonna shampoo my hair. Like, girl, my fingers ain't. I'm not doing it. You know. So there's even been a few that was like, listen, you know, so I've got a dryer and everything in my house, and you know, I just need, you know, I got a short hairstyle, and I'm good for now, but it's time for a chemical, and I am not trying to walk around with this twa. You know, girl, can you? What can you do? And I'm not gonna lie. In the midst of all of this, I have done 1 to 5 home appointments for certain particular clients who work at home and they stay at home. I'm not gonna lie about it, bitch. The salon shop, which is $1,200 a month, had to be paid.
Right.
So yeah, why does it help? I took a few trips too.
I went up there masked up, bitch, hot as hell, girl, because I got all kind of shit on. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure they masked up, right? And these are just certain ones that, you know, I love all of my clients. Do not get it wrong. But, you know, the heavy tippers are the heavy hitters, and they're the VIP.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I've done to kind of sustain a little bit. So, but I am very nervous about the salon too, because my thing is they want us to practice social distancing. Everyone have an appointment. Like I tell everybody, my spot is very intimate. It's a suite. So it's not very big. So it's not like I can have 3 people in there and social distance. I can have 2 clients and myself and social distance. And that's kind of how it's going to have to be. When you break that down, 2 clients at a time, when you're normally used to, while 2 clients under dry working out another, your days are going to get a little longer, which I will have to deal with. And then I'm going to have to pick up days to go back into the shop more than I used to ensure that my folks are taken care of. And, you know, D-Star, being that we both have corporate jobs as well, that's going to be a challenge. We're going to be workhorses.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
really.
Sleep is out the question for us.
But that's all right.
Sleep is completely out of the question for us.
Right.
Yeah.
We should have had enough rest.
That part.
You should have had enough fucking rest. So listen, upon that, on a light moment, honey, let's bring on a little something else for us to kind of look at. Give us just 1 second. I'm going to see if you guys have actually seen this little video. It's so funny to me. Hold on 1 second. Let's bring that right on up. I love this guy.
So a bit of village scandal. A mobile hairdresser has just gone down for 9 years for being a drug dealer. I mean, that's fucking crazy. I've been going to her for God knows how long. I never knew she was a hairdresser.
Hell no.
Wow.
Said, bitch, fuck that. I've been going this hoe for 9 years and I didn't know she did hair. She was my drug dealer. I didn't know she was a hairdresser too.
That is too funny.
So my next topic is, and I know D-Star wanted to bring this up. How have you guys, well, actually, I'm going to let D-Star start it out because D-Star wanted to talk about stereotypes in the industry.
Oh, boy.
Woohoo! Come on, D-Star, lead us into it, Lord Jesus.
Well, one of the big things the misconceptions is because of movies. Every male hairstylist is not feminine. Every male hairstylist isn't gay. So that's a lot of misconceptions when coming in and they see a male stylist. Again, I've had clients sit in my chair and, you know, they come to somebody, oh, you gay? Well, one, that's not your business. Two, you can't go by what you see in movies. So with that being said, is a lot of times people take Hollywood and mix it up with reality. In this profession, again, what I do at home is my business. I'm here to do your hair, provide a service, and that's it. I've had barbers who's come in and whisper, and I've caught those whispers and had to correct some of them. When you come here, it's not about me. And like I said, and for those, I am bisexual. And one thing about, I tell a lot of barbers that I have a conversation with is,
Oh. Wow.
Yes.
Oh.
And like with that being said, is I bridge a lot of those gaps between the stereotype, and I let them know, you know, because if we have a trans woman who comes in and get her hair done, you know, that I have to correct. No, it's a trans woman, so be respectful. If a gay person come in, this actually goes back to let me just give you a quick story that I went through one time. As a salon owner, at a time when I was owning another salon and managing 2 salons, I went into a barbershop, another barbershop that wasn't mine. Okay, and I was sitting in, and you know, a guy, he was more on the feminine side, getting ready to get his hair cut. So I hear one barber saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna cut that gay hair guy." So normally what we do, we don't say nothing, we brush it off. But I had to speak up. And I said, "Sir, excuse me, what did you say?" And of course, this could have went left, but I had to remain professional. And I said, "Well, where's the barbershop?" Because again, many times the barbershop is more masculine, you know, the adrenaline, because they watch sports. It's like a man cave. So I had to correct him.
It's what?
Yeah.
It's all.
So exactly. So I let the barber know. I said, "Well, yes, sir." I said, "Money is money." I said, "See, and you never know who's in your shop sitting here as clients." I said, what I could have did is I could have took this person that you call feminine or gay that you said you wasn't gonna do, and I could have gave him a discount and had him get his haircut at one of my shops, which would have took money out of the salon, the barber shop here, and your owner would not have been happy about that. I said, so a lot of times I said, you cannot discriminate. I said, and that's what you're doing. You're discriminating. Hair is hair, no matter who head it's on. And I said, technically, and I said, I know 2 barbers here, just by sitting here, I don't see a license on the wall.
Ooh. Pause on that. Don't dive too deep into that part, because I want something. Glad as it's kept, so you need to be cutting a goddamn duck if it coming there. You need to cut that duck's hair, bitch, and make that coin before you get reported.
That part. So again, the guy next to me, he said he thanked me, and the barber did apologize. But I had to open his eyes to let him know, you know, so, you know, each one teach one. And that's what we have to do in this industry, because a lot of times, you know, we keep our mouths closed, and keeping it closed is hurting more than helping. So I always say, whenever I'm in the hair and beauty industry atmosphere, no matter where I'm at, I am going to say something if something is not right. Yes, if you put a relaxer on somebody's hair, I don't care how long you've been doing hair. If you put a color on and it ain't right, no, I don't work here, but I am in the profession. And so, if you go that route, what's going to happen is
do you say something?
Do I say something? I always say something, yes.
that you feel is kind of out of order? How do you address that?
I normally go over and I ask to speak to either the salon owner or manager, and I just say, well, just heads up, I am a professional hairstylist, because you don't want to address the person direct, because again, that could cause altercation and an argument and blow up. So, and that's even in anybody that I call, rather it's customer service or whatever, I don't have time to argue with an agent because I know where this is going. So if I have a concern or an issue, I go directly. I ask for a supervisor and manager, and that's what's going to kill a lot of time, because it's going to waste my time sitting here arguing with you. So every time I walk into, if I have an issue or concern, that's who I ask for. I ask for the salon owner or the manager, and I have a conversation with them and say, well, you know what, I would just suggest this, because in the event if this happens, this is going to be the end result, and that's going to be a reflection not on just that individual, but on your whole salon.
Shayla, what type of industry stereotypes have you dealt with?
Not being popular enough here in the city. I'm
so glad you brought that up. I want to touch. Yes, let's speak on that.
Right. Yes.
Let's speak on that. Not being is being popular equate an equation to your skill set, or
not at all? See, here's the thing about where I live at.
Everywhere.
I'm gonna say this as nice as possible.
How about you just say it bluntly, because it's amongst family and the people need to hear it.
Right. Just.
I told you we not
out for the people
tonight. If they don't like it, they can exit the stage left.
Some of them hoes can't fuck with me. And that's just what it is. And then it's always a complaint about pricing. Okay, so you gonna go to somebody's house and sit at their dining room table and let them charge you $75. Your nail might come off as soon as you open their door to leave.
Right.
And then you want to come to me to fix them. No. I stopped doing that. Like when I first started, I used to, take people like that. Like, oh, well, such and such did my nails, and is you able to fix them because I didn't like them? I'd be like, yeah, girl, come on over. Now I don't even look at that damn message. I see that bullshit in Facebook. Don't do that. I have my own set clientele now, and most of them is the same people that have been rocking with me since I had lumpy nails.
So,
oh boy.
So yours is the whole not being the infamous one in town.
Yeah. And like when a lot of celebrities don't come to my area, but when they come close to here, they only call one certain girl, which here's my thing. I'm never going to take away from somebody's talent.
Yeah.
The girl definitely has talent. It is her business mind that I have a problem with. She constantly talks about, oh, I'm such this big business person, and she gives out classes. Girl, you should sit in on your own class, because it's your business sucks. You know how many people sit in my chair and talk about you? But they probably do the same thing about me. But I because I know how she operates.
I think people, once we get to a certain level of success, we tend to lose sight of being humble and how we got there. And we let people hype our heads up. So I'm going to take a moment to talk about that same thing. I have been doing hair here in the Nashville area since 1990. Ooh. And so, I have learned a lot in my time, and I've grown as a stylist. One thing that I've been very particular about is detail. I am someone that's very particular myself. So I tend to attract the clients who are finicky and nobody really want to fuck with, because they like can you get this little piece right here? And can you do, because I'm that person. I get that little piece. So for me, it's a challenge. If I can get this helper to sit in my chair and not have a complaint, bitch, I've won her and her husband, or him and his husband, or her and her wife over, right? So for me, that's been my thing. However, because I learned from my previous mistakes in the beginning, I tried to be the popular stylist. I tried to be the one that when I came out of hair school, you know, the whole industry, we're talking about industry stereotypes, bitch. If your salon is laid out and it's in a mega multi-attractive area, bitch, you gotta know what you're doing. If I come in there, bitch, and there's chandeliers and reindeers, bitch, oh, this bitch has gotta know how to do hair. What I found was that some of the most popular people in town really didn't know much about the craft itself. And so I was following all of that, not having that good business mind, and ended up bankrupt.
Ooh.
Bankrupt. Trying to do too much. So then I had to reset. So I stopped chasing the popularity and started chasing the quality. Most of my clients now, and I'm sure with your clients, are working class people who keep a steady job and who come on a regularly set schedule. So we don't have to go out there and try to find the celebrities who's only going to holler at you when they in town, right, or when somebody else. You got to build your business off the regulars. And so for me, because of me now, I have a I can say self-sustaining business. It ain't been opening too much. We open it back up on Monday. Okay. But it's not still, when you come there, it's very quaint. It's very personable. People come in, it's very clean, but I don't have the chandeliers and reindeers anymore. And I actually have the best clients ever now. However, I'm still not the one that when everybody say, oh my God, do you go to Savon? Do you go to Savon? You don't hear that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel a certain way about that, right? But I have made a little trick that I use, and I don't know if you guys have done that. I use the art of not being readily available to increase my value with the market.
I get that.
Girl, can you get me in right now? Actually, no, I can. I've got several books, so you're going to have to make an appointment to get in because people, they like what they can't easily get to. Mm-hmm. Girl, somebody could be texting me right now. Girl, can you do my hair? Oh my God, I've got 3 right now I'm working on. Bitch, I'm only talking to y'all.
Right.
And my skill set. I have seen so many people go to stylists and they can't even do a silk press. Oh. But yet they chairs stay booked. They don't keep they don't schedule themselves right. So everybody's in the shop 5 to 8 hours a piece waiting. Lord knows how that's going to be now that we're post-COVID.
Mm-hmm. But I always say every good stylist, barber, or nail tech, if you know your work and your craft, your work will speak for itself alone. You don't even have to open your mouth to say what you can and can't do, because the work that you do and the work that you put in, it's going to come back 100-fold.
That's right.
And word of mouth is the best advertisement.
Yeah.
Because one person's going to tell another person and another person is going to tell another person.
Yeah.
So I don't have to say who I do and who I don't do. And like I told them, I said, I've been in this industry over 2 decades now. So I've been there when we had to print out flyers, and when we had to go get posters and post them up on board. We didn't have Instagram and Twitter like that. So for that being said is, and most of the times, many of the pages that we go on, that we look at, no matter what it is, what product it is, half of the time they done got that product from somebody else's page.
Speak.
Okay. You just gonna walk right on into it?
I just had to pause and let that marinate a little bit.
You just gonna walk on into the next topic, huh?
And then when you get there and you ask for what you want, the picture that you wanted, you don't get what the picture you brought in.
They can't reciprocate it.
Come on, somebody.
They can't reciprocate it. They can't do that again, right? Because they didn't do it to begin with.
Right.
Somebody
that part.
Said,
oh, I come in.
Go ahead.
You come in. Oh, I seen these acrylic nails. Oh, they put gel nails on. There's a difference. Oh, but because you saw this picture. And I always tell clients, research that stylist, research that makeup artist, research that barber, research that nail tech. Do your homework.
When you try someone new, go in for a simple service that's not going to be really detrimental to the health of your hair to see and fill them out. I have always given that advice to my clients. You know, when they're leaving, moving to a new state, maybe I don't know anybody there because I don't profess to know everybody, or, you know, maybe they need somebody during the day, and because I work during the day, I can't service them during the day. You know what I'm saying? Try something simple. Even though I have referred you over, you still need to try them for yourself. Don't go in there and ask them to do the whole color, kit and caboodle. Do a shampoo and style first. See if your hair feels good, if you like the way they serviced you, and then grow from there.
Okay, now, and I'm gonna drop this nugget too. No shade. We have to be careful of our business as well. And that goes from the salon phone to our personal cell phones. You have to be careful of who is answering your phone. You want to make sure that they're professional and they don't act like Shaquanja at the right time.
She about to cuss your ass out.
No tea, no shade, Shaquanja.
Shaquanja has a target. All her clients are ready, so this bitch don't be other like that.
Right, but again, depending on, because if you're doing business, you have to conduct business. The ratchetness is for the ratchetness moments and those people who is for that era. Know who's designated. Make sure that if you got a receptionist, make sure they're diverse. Make sure they're professional. Make sure they come in on time, clean, neat. Matter of fact, to me, I always say, if you're on time, you're late. But if you're early, you're on time.
Yep.
And that speaks volumes.
My clients,
we have to make sure we are a good representation of the product that we say that we do.
Yeah.
And another stereotype.
Prime example. What time of night is it? It is 10:43 here in Ohio. Okay. Don't message me talking about you need an appointment, talking about something tomorrow. Baby, Sunday's my day off, and you know that.
So can I talk about that?
That part.
So since D Star is the most Caucasian woman in this room, in that realm of things.
How you know that? How you know that?
You know, yeah, he is, because you saw his message that he just gave. I turn into Shaquansha when they do that, and I don't answer the phone because I feel like this ain't regular business hours, so you ain't getting a response from me. So when a client reaches out to you that late at night, how do you? No, don't answer that just yet. Let's stay on relevancy, advertisements, and promotions. Since you walked into the back in the day when we have to do flyers and pay $2 trillion for a class on how to comb the scalp, and or $300 on a class how to use that new OPI polish, bitch. That's just a polish. Now you can take like 1 trillion YouTube classes and sessions on Instagram and things of that nature. The one thing I will say that I like about social media is the power behind it. The one thing that I don't like about it is the opportunity of deception behind it too.
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand that unless you're seeing that person do the work. So as few videos that I've posted on my social media place, only because of the fact that I believe in, with me working in the medical profession, I take PHI and I transfer it over to the whole hair care professional as well. That is private hair care information. So unless my client is open about the fact that she's wearing, you know, some additions to her hair to make it full or anything like that, we all know it's not a secret, but we still have clients who want you to believe that it's their shit.
Right.
So they don't want you doing the video, and they don't want the whole, they want the after, but they don't want the during. And I respect that.
Right.
However, I tell people, if you're not seeing them at least finished product twirl in the chair with their clients blurred saying, y'all see what I just turned out, then you don't really know if they did the work. So don't follow everything that you see on social media doesn't belong to them. I've seen people cross-reference pictures and post on their page. And I'm very honest with my clients. When they come in and say, oh my God, I want a 27 piece. First of all, ma'am, thank you for calling. That's not my ministry. I don't do those. However, I do have someone that specializes in 27 pieces that can take care of them. I can do a 27 piece. I hate them.
Really?
I hate a 27.
I love them. Well, I hate them now because I've done so many. But, you know, it has its pros and cons.
In the beginning, I like them in the beginning. But 5 days into it, as soon as they go like this and they flip it.
Ooh. Right. And that part. Yes. Yes.
I like the artistry behind it. I like the flexibility behind it. I like where we are in the industry with the products we can use to make sure we're protecting their hair and not pulling out their edges. I love all that. I love a good quick weave bob and quick weave long styles. I love doing all those. And, you know, with their natural hair being integrated, I love all of those. The 27 piece to me, I feel like it takes, and this could be a testament to my skill set related to it, okay? Because it's not something that I love to do, so I've not done a lot of. But I feel like it takes me longer to do a 27 piece because I'm constantly trying to perfect it. I'm real funny about it, and it looks great. But the 3 days later when I see them and they bend down and they look ducktail, I hate it.
But you know what I tell my clients? I tell my clients that 27 pieces is event hair. It's not long wear. And that's what we messing up at. Cause they trying to wear this like you say for a week. No, cause that ducktail, as you say, gonna come up in the back. And no matter how you lay it, it's gonna come up. So I tell them, yes, if you're gonna get a 27 piece, get it, make sure it's for an event. Don't wear it long term.
Now, see, I'm ready to start making my 27 piece wigs now because I do that in the summertime to keep my hair from doing all the heat stuff. Because my hair, it tries a curly mess.
Now, I love doing a good old, I don't even call it a 27. I call it more quick weave because I'm old school. The long styles, the bobs. I love the quick weave that's integrated when you got your edges out and parameters. I love now that. You can come to my shop and ask me to do, and I'll rock your ass all day, all night long. But the short styles, I like doing them, but I don't want to see you until it's time for you to come back because I'm gonna really hate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hate it after day 3.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Savon, because I was like that. And what changed me with cutting, because I wouldn't do cuts. I ran away from cuts, especially when I came out of hair school. You couldn't pay me to do cuts.
Oh, I love
but what I did was, and which is very important, if anybody who is in the industry, when you come out, what key thing to do is get yourself up under a good mentor.
Yep.
And the salon owner that I got up under, he was bad with cuts, and that's who I learned my cuts from. So that now I cut you out the draws.
In hair school, I was scared of cuts. So that's why I pushed myself into it, because before I went to hair school, I did barber cuts. So I love to do a good barber cut, but there's so many definitions and levels to cutting. That's a great baseline to have. So when my short hair clients will come in and they want that good, we call it shingling, or we call it, layering, and a good fade out. Oh, perfect. But the one thing that I loved the most that I stayed away from were the more, level cuts, the cuts that didn't fade out, because your precision has to be on point then. So because I was so scared of it, I pushed myself through it in hair school because I was terrified of cuts too. I did not want to fuck somebody cut up. Now, it's one of the best things that I do. I have people that come to me just to get their hair cut because they take care of their own hair, but they want me to cut it. So it's amazing how the thing that you're afraid of becomes the thing you triumph because you challenge yourself.
It's funny too, because a lot of times when we work in all black salons, we handicap ourselves. And see, when I came in, I worked for like a Fantastic Sam's or a hair cuttery, and that taught me, because again, when we are in hair school, we learn how to do everything. But then when we come out, because we're afraid, we kind of go where we're comfortable. And like I said, I didn't want no limitations on me. And then even with the levels of hairstyle, as a hairstylist, because there's levels, you can be just a booth rental stylist. That's good for you. But then you have platform stylists, and then you have your stylist that's in movies and TVs. And you have to know the difference. But I always say, for me, and I'm more of a platform artist, I like to teach. And it's like, I want to make sure whenever I do teach that there's no limitations.
I could tell that you are.
Because no matter what color your skin is, I'm here for it.
Shayla, what was your challenge? What is the thing that I guess you feared the most doing nails that you have mastered, or hell, maybe like I'm still not fucking with it? Okay, this bitch didn't have nothing because bitch.
Gel nails, like real gel nails, not that shit that the Chinese people swear up and down that they do, because they don't. I'm here to tell you that they do not.
Tell me the difference between real gel nails and what they're doing, because I think the people need to know that.
Okay, so when you go to the Asian salons, they say they have gel nails. If they pull out a powder and a liquid, that is not gel nails, that is acrylic. They put a label on there and label it gel, so you think it is. It is not. They do acrylic nails, and then they put gel top coat on your nails to make you think that you really have gel nails. You don't. You have acrylic. Gel, like actual gel, is a real gel. It has a consistency of a gel polish. You ever seen gel polish?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that, but it's a thickness to it. It's kind of like I say Karo syrup.
Okay.
That's real gel nails. So let's stop letting the Asians lie to you. Now, gel nails is one thing that I am not doing.
Why don't you like to do those?
It's very time consuming. With gel nail, acrylic, or you can lay it down, move to the next nail, lay it down, move to the next nail. With gel nails, because the gel moves, it's not self-leveling. So once you put it on there, you got to put it underneath the light, take it out, put some more on there, put it underneath the light, take it out. And it's an all-day process that I don't have time for, and it's very expensive to keep up, and I don't have enough clients to support it. So therefore, it will not be on my menu.
That's why I stopped doing Jerry curls.
Oh.
It ain't that people. It's not that people don't get them still. You'll be amazed at how many people, especially in a day-to-day, where people are wearing natural hairstyles and natural textured hair, and people just want a good old Jerry curl so they can keep going. But I don't do them because of the fact that, one, it's the amount of money I'm gonna spend on the product to get it in. Girl, you ain't nobody coming to spend $100 on a Jerry curl today, and that's how much you're gonna be charged.
Right, that part.
The only person who getting it. So I gotta keep this stuff fresh. So I'm gonna need $100 every time you come, and I'm probably still gonna be losing because the product only lasts for so long before the shelf life is expired.
Exactly. And I do a mean Jerry curl.
I do too. I everything, baby.
You know, quiet as people still wear Jerry curls. Even these young girls to be making, they still wear Jerry curls. Well, so you know, when y'all wash y'all hair and y'all want to put that shit on y'all hair to keep the curls in, it's a Jerry curl, girl.
I'm gonna tell you guys a secret, and it's this private hair care information. Most people who go natural texturize.
Really?
That part.
Maybe I should do that. But that's considered a chemical though, right?
It is. However, it's not a chemical
yes.
long, so it doesn't straighten your hair and compromise the hair as much because you're not testing the elasticity. But a lot of people will texturize. Now, for most people, they do it in the beginning to kind of help loosen, and then their hair take its own form. It helps
loosen your natural curl, yeah.
It helps train their hair, but a lot of people get them and they don't say anything. Oh my God, my curl pattern is 4C. You a 4-lie, bitch. You a 4-lie. But you paid me not to say nothing, so it's 4C. Go on and use what you use, girl, and I'm gonna let you, you know. That's that one person that don't want you to put in that how-to because you're gonna tell a truth.
Now, see that really baffles me because it is one girl that I follow on Instagram and her curls are gorgeous. Like her natural hair is really pretty. Now I feel like she's been lying to me because I feel like she has a texturizer.
Her natural curls made. There are clients who really have that. A lot of people don't know they have that natural curl because they've been relaxing for so long that they realize it's there because they've been relaxed since they were a child. So they didn't even know that they had that curl pattern. There's been clients, honestly enough, there's been clients that I've transitioned to natural and they didn't even want to because I was like, girl, honestly, if I'm gonna be honest with you right now, you don't need this relaxer, girl. I know it's habit, but you don't really need it. If you want to continue to do it, we'll do a gentle, we'll do a texturizer and I can blow it out and silk it and it'll last a little longer in the summers, right? But we don't have to do the full relaxer because you don't need it. And I think some clients, some stylists aren't happy telling them that because they feel that it's going to affect their bottom line, but it hasn't affected mine at all.
Well, okay. So I have a lot of heat damage in my hair right now. So my curl pattern is
all over the place.
Jacked up. Even
before the heat damage, I still had a curl pattern. It was like 7 different ways.
Yep. That's common to have different textures.
That's normal?
That is normal, actually.
That is normal.
Because I thought my hair was crazy.
So here's the thing. And I want to bring in another show. I want to bring in my sister. Well, the salon is open back up in her area, so she probably not gonna come there because she busy. But she is a natural curl specialist. So she works with people to help them find their curl pattern and treat it, and what products to use to achieve their maximum texture with the variety of curl patterns. It is an art to it, is a science. And guess what? You don't cut hair that's curly and textured the same way you do this hair has been relaxed and straight. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
Don't know that. You need to stop going.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna mute out for a minute, all right?
Absolutely. So yeah, Shayla. It's a whole mood. It's a whole industry that's out there. So for the clients that are natural hair care clients that come to me, they still come for their colors. They still come for their cuts. They will probably get silked out more in the winter than they do the summer, but they still want to be conditioned. They still want to be reconstructed after so many, because even with natural hair, if they're doing things to it, they want to make sure it's still conditioned. So I've not lost a lot of money at all because they will train. And in summertime, they want protective styles. They won't do it themselves. They may come and get a nice crochet during the summer. They want me to keep it cut and keep it maintained, you know. Or a lot of times I don't make wigs anymore, but I will enhance wigs. So I have a vendor that I work with, and I'll get them linked up with that vendor, and they'll wear pieces, and I'll style, shampoo, and condition and or cut those units to shape their face and to fit their persona. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, maybe I don't know, because My hair all over the place. See, this is what I get every time people ask me. They say, "Well, how do you grow your hair?" Because I've always had hair, and I chop it off, it come right back. I chop it off again, it come right back, and I don't take care of my hair the way I'm supposed to, which I know. So it is.
I mean, so the good thing about that is the fact that, you know, you're going to have to give it a rest. Honest, you can do reconstructive treatments, things of that nature, but 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to have to get you a good old chop.
I want to do that. But the last time that I cut my hair really short, like I've cut my hair like short, like Tony Braxton short before.
Okay.
The last time I did that, my hair was relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how that's going to look because I got my curls is.
You might need to go on and cut all that relax out, and you may need to start out.
The relaxer is gone. I've been natural.
Not the relaxer. I'm sorry. I meant the heat damaged pieces. And you may be a prime candidate for a gentle texturizer to help loosen that curl so that you can wear your hair naturally and you can maximize the curl pattern that you want. And that may work better for you. A lot of people don't know that. That's an old secret that we'll share with our clients. And they're like, "Oh my God, how did you get that curl pattern?" Ancient Chinese secret.
I'm scared because then it's like
you really run it through for no more than 10 minutes, and that's it. And it's just to loosen it up so that it's not so tight, right? Because some people don't want the extra coily. They just want it loosened up just a little bit. And you rinse it out, you shampoo, you neutralize, you condition. And the products that you put in daily to keep it moisturized and oiled is going to promote that growth. You remember back in the day how people with Jerry curls would have hair, they would have a whole bunch of damn hair, and now they back with all that juicy juice.
Right.
Oils help. Oils help our hair. They definitely do.
And I know another mistake that I make. I don't like to grease my scalp no more.
Well, at least with that product, with wearing your hair natural, you won't have to do that because with the product that you're putting in, it's going to keep your hair and scalp moisturized. That's a whole session that we can talk about it. I can help you with that. Now, I can't help you with a big chop because I'm here. But if you find a stylist that you trust, which I'm sure there's one there that can do the chop for you, we can definitely talk about product. Yeah,
because I've been contemplating that for a while to do a big chop and just to start all over because my hair is so used to silk press after silk press after silk press after silk press.
Yes.
And now it's just like it don't want to do nothing no more. That's why I got this bun in. And then it's like my hair is so soft and it wouldn't hold nothing. Like that time I had them twists in my hair. I went to bed one night and I woke up with 7 of them on my pillow because they unraveled and came completely out.
So listen. So we were talking about earlier, you stated that how you were having issues with your clients challenging you with the masks. So for me, I know that's going to be a concern for me at the shop too, especially when we get into chemical and shampooing and they're going to have to hold the front and all the other stuff. I'm trying to find a way that we all can be safe because I really don't feel like them wearing the mask the whole time in the shop with the type of services that I'm going to be given is going to be actually feasible. I know I'm going to have my mask on, period. But I think I have to work something out. But listen, that leads me, and I see you backstage, Miss Jasmine. I want to bring Jasmine in because I want her to see this as well. Jasmine, you're in with us, Love Muffin. How are you this evening?
I'm doing great. How are y'all doing? I'm enjoying the conversation.
Oh, that was a
I
good
really am.
voice.
Yes.
Real productive.
Yes.
I wasn't trying to be. But I do have a question for you, though. I do wear my hair natural. So what type of blowout or whatever do you recommend for me to? I have a good curl pattern, but my curl pattern is like super tight.
So I would have to actually do a consultation, is what I tell all of my clients, so I can make sure that I know what curl type they have. A lot of times, if it's super tight, once again, you know, I do texturizers at the salon to make sure that it doesn't compromise their hair, so they can actually wear their hair in the natural form. And a lot of times, I do that once. It's amazing how their hair is retrained, and they don't have to do it again, because then you get to learn your hair.
So what you're trying to tell me is I need to come on and go to Nashville, from Nashville to go to Ohio with Shayla.
Listen, I think that that you would be a prime candidate. I mean, it's something freeing about, you know, textured hair. I wore my hair texturized because when I went natural, you think I was gonna do that without texturizing it just a little bit? Girl, my hair is super kinky. It hurt to comb. I wasn't doing that.
And
so
mine is super thick too, and that's the issue that I have.
I felt like I was on the little color of the color purple. You hurting her, girl? Right? I'm not gonna do this. So I texturized my hair and colored my hair. And if I knew I was gonna talk about that, I probably would have brought a picture. But what I didn't like about mine, that I love about Shayla's, is that Shayla has a very fruitful hairline. As I've gotten older, my hairline has turned into like Sanford and Son. So that's natural, because that's what it's hereditary. So I couldn't continue to walk around looking like that.
I understand.
I'll send you the pic later. So
I shave off my widow's peak.
Do you not know how many people come in today that actually ask for wig services, who want me to create a widow's peak on their wig?
They can have it. That thing is frustrating. It get in the way, especially if I'm trying to put on my wig.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty freaking awesome for me to do it. And I learned from her name is Tamika Gibson, and she created the whole Bold Hole product.
Yeah.
I learned from her how to create a widow's peak using Nair.
Did you say using Nair?
I did.
I thought let's take the hair off.
So what you do is you weave it through, and you put the Nair on the hair, on the lace, let it sit, and you'll pull it right off. It'll give you a nice little hairline and a widow's peak, boo. And all you gotta do is trim that lace, and after you shampoo and condition it, and pow. Instead of doing all that tweezing.
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I want to experiment with.
So I have gotten a message that one of my, someone's watching who, and I'm going to log on to Facebook because I've got to log on to Facebook to see her comments, because I didn't. You know, I wanted to stay focused on the actual show. And so I didn't open up my Facebook because, you know, I'd be in them comments. And so she actually knew me in hair school. She was my instructor in hair school and has been a lifelong friend since then. And I'm going to have her on the show as well next week. But when I tell you, she remember the diva, the mess, the headache. I was one of the girls that came into the school who knew how to do hair, so you couldn't tell them shit, but bitch, you got a lot to learn still.
We all know them.
She was one of those people that she had to tell me a few times, sweetie, I got my license.
Oh,
you trying to get yours.
Put you right back in your place.
Okay, did she? She put my ass in place. You hear me?
Set you all the way down.
She had to, because the fact that Shayla, I'm sure, did you know how to do nails before you actually went to nail school?
Yeah.
So when you went to nail school, bitch, you thought you knew everything, didn't you?
Well, I did try to show out for the kids.
Yeah, that part.
But see, the thing is, I went to full cosmetology school, so I went for hair too. So
yep,
it was all over the place. But even hair, I knew how to slightly do hair. The only thing that used to piss me off about school was that goddamn color wheel. I hated it.
What pissed you off?
That color wheel.
Why?
One thing that so I see I had to log in on my Facebook page. So one thing that I don't know why. Hold on, Robin, because I should be seeing your messages. Hold on, I know what I've done wrong. Give me 1 second, and you don't have to move a beat, boo boo. Give me 1 second.
Let me go grab me a snack. This wine
Go grab you a snack.
You know I'm eating my nuts, child.
Robin, say where you at, Love Muffin. I can see your messages now. I failed to have made the live on Facebook public on my Savon page, which is the page you were joining. So I couldn't see your comments, but I can see them now. I'm going to ask if she's here.
You know you're going to have to show me how to do that, right, Savon?
I did.
I didn't get it done that day, so we're going to have to do it again.
I am more than happy to do so.
Your content has been very insightful tonight. Like it's been very educational, and I appreciate that.
It's not as hopping and oh, she here. I see you, boo. I see your comment, boo. So one thing that Robin wanted to say is that the one thing to consider when doing a chemical texture service is density, elasticity, texture, and growth pattern, as well as porosity. And those are all key things that you got to remember to make sure that you get a successful texturizer.
That is a lot. So I guess you'll be able to tell me that without me having to do it myself, right?
And there's ways that we can also test the hair's porosity as well. A very simplistic way to do that. But Robin, remember, honey, she remembers the mess.
So was she your teacher?
Robin was more than a teacher. Robin, if you guys had a chance to go back and watch Sincere TV on my YouTube page, the session, the Savon experience with Sincere TV, probably 10 years ago. That's who I'm referring to. She's in the comments as well. I'm having her on next weekend, next Saturday. And you guys are going to love her. She's super duper insightful. I remember when she used to actually ask me to do her hair in school. I would be so nervous because I'm like, girl. But I would pin curl the hell out that damn ponytail because she had the most beautiful hair too. Oh, yeah.
What you eating, Shayla?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to take a moment so Shayla can eat. And I want you guys to see this. I know we're going to encounter this when we go back to the shop.
Uh-oh.
Apologize, but Nelson specifically is not allowing any customer or employee inside the store without a mask of some sort of kind.
Okay, so I need to talk to your manager because.
So absolutely, somebody go get a mask.
Yeah.
If you'd like to take all of this.
Awesome.
If not, we can provide you with one.
I'm not wearing a mask.
Okay, understood.
Perfect. Go ahead. Go ahead. Hi. Hi, I have a medical condition that I'm not allowed to wear a mask, and I'm not required by HIPAA rules and regulations to disclose that.
Okay, can we shop for you?
So, what does that look like? I have private things I want to get, but maybe I don't want you to see.
For you, but I can't let you get in the store without a mask.
Okay, so where's the regulations that state that?
The regulations?
Yeah. Because you're discriminating against me now. Do you know that? You're discriminating against me.
We can help you.
No, because I have private stuff that I don't want you to see.
Then you can call corporate office. I can't help you.
Okay, well, you guys can get a lawsuit because you can't discriminate.
I'm trying to help you.
No, you can't. How's that helping when you're gonna do shopping for me? I'm gonna give you my bank information. How do I do the transaction?
Transactions will do for you.
No, I'm gonna give you my credit card, my private credit card, for you to go and take and pay with my.
We're trying to help you.
How's that helping me?
Miss corporate office. I'm sorry.
Okay, I need a card. Do you have a card for them?
I sure can.
That'd be great.
Girl.
This is Shelly Lewis. I'm at Jennifer Gilson's. So if anybody wants to shop here, you have to have a mask. And here is the policies, which state that they will shop for me, take my money, my private credit card, and utilize that. I'm going to just let them go do that. So no, I'm not. I'm not going to do that.
Bitch, you crazy.
No, he ain't busting a move out front.
But you're pretty chipper. Huh? You happy? Why are you happy?
Yeah, you better wipe that card. Wipe that card.
Okay.
Well, good. I mean, I'm glad you guys think it's okay to like infringe on people's rights here.
Girl.
You're infringing on people's rights.
And how many times she done did it to one of us?
My dear, there is no way my card.
Sorry?
I'm sorry I can't help you. But that's the number for our corporate office.
Okay, what's your name?
Okay, my name is Ben.
Ben? Okay, Ben.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Thanks, Ben.
Girl.
They got her right on together.
Girl. So let's talk about it. Hold on one second. Let's remove this. So Shayla, let somebody come. First of all, give me 1 second because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Warning. The views expressed and opinions expressed on this program is just that. Views and opinions. Don't take any of it serious, but I will warn you, viewer discretion is advised. I will also warn you, it's my shop. So if your ass come in and talking about something, you don't want to abide by the rules.
Period.
I don't have time for this. I'm not dying for you. You're the person that has probably been out and about, threatening and playing hopscotch with COVID, and then want to bring your ass and impact me, and I don't have to be impacted by you. So just like you don't want me having your private information, your credit card, I don't want your private ass germs and bacteria either. Okay, you can keep those to yourself just like you can that private financial information.
Right.
May I interject on this?
Yeah, absolutely. And D-Star, you're perfectly fine. Take your time. You can interject, yes.
I just want to say, this is some of the stuff that I have been dealing with, which I didn't share with you on a private chat, and talking about. People don't understand, like, at the height of it, whenever we was in first part of the quarantine, which I really feel like that we're probably going to go back down that rabbit. Excuse me. I really feel like we're about to go back down that same rabbit hole and get shut down all over again. But nevertheless, people have a gentleman came in and he had just got released from having it, had been quarantined and everything, and he was under strict orders to go straight home, and to he did 14 days in the hospital, and he was in strict orders to go home. Came into our place of business, didn't inform anyone until he was done doing his transaction that he just got released from the hospital with it. So people fail to realize, like, whenever we're out in the public and we're handling and dealing with people, like, we have our family members to think about. Some of us we're staying with our older mothers and fathers. Some of us have nieces and nephews in the house. Some of them have preemie babies in the house. Don't know anything about that. And for you to sit up there and to be ignorant somehow that you don't want your personal information. So why not take and utilize Walmart or Target that you could do to pull up and it's already bagged and ready for you? You know what I'm saying? If you don't want somebody to have that personal information for you, that's the part that I don't understand. But if it would have been one of us acting stupid like that, the cops would have been called on us and everything.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be funny and I'm not trying to be racist about the situation, but it's a very big difference.
That's fair. And I hate that because of the fact that, there's some truth to it. If we would have acted like that, we wouldn't have had that same level of compassion and understanding. No. I'm not sure if, you know, Ricky Little there would have been dancing and wiping the cartons off. I'm pretty sure we would have had about 5 police officers there.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially if Shaquansha ass showed up there acting a damn fool, I probably would have called the police on that bitch too. I ain't gonna lie. I love you, Shaquansha, girl. And thank you for moderating for me. Girl, I do. But you know, you do the absolute most. So I want to make sure I would probably call the police too, because you've been called in Fat Peaches and all them, and ain't nobody got time for that.
But then the first thing, and you know, the first thing they would have said to you is that you're disturbing the peace. So why can't you calm down? You need to settle down and leave. And you're causing a disturbance that you don't need it to cause.
Right.
So it's ridiculous.
Right.
But that goes to white privilege.
Or privilege, period. Because, you know, it happens. So that's what I wanted you guys to see, because I was like,
Shaquanja's in it tonight, baby. She is going in, baby. Damn right, with a toe the house down. Come on, Shaquanja.
I need, you know, she really likes to be included. Oh, hold on. Oh my God, y'all, my heart just flustered. You guys are about to see the curl pattern that I was talking about. You know what? You ain't have to do me like that, Miss Girl. I'm about to bring her in. I'm about to bring her in. D-Star, if you don't mind, I'll put you back for just 1 second, love of it, but you still here. You about to make me cry.
Oh, I love your hair.
Look at you.
Yeah, I need some hair like that.
What's up, Mom? Oh my God. It's been so long since I've actually laid eyes on you. I just want to take a moment and just really enjoy this.
What moment is
Hi, love. How are you?
Girl, you about to get me emotional, and I don't want to be. Y'all, this is that person I was telling y'all about.
Listen, I have been listening to this whole conversation.
Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts.
Lots of good information. Let me tell you what I resonated with earlier. Like, I'm in on the education side of it, so a little bit different than being in the salon every day. But I'm scared too. I have students coming back on June 1st, and I'm scared too. So,
yeah,
I hear what you're saying about that. I do want to mention something, because you were talking about potentially not having a client wear a mask for the whole service, because it can get in the way a little bit. I don't know if you've done this yet, but it is beneficial to everybody to go ahead and recertify for Barbicide, because they have the special COVID-19 training, and there was a lot of good information in that training. For example, if I have been exposed to corona and I wear a mask, your chance of getting it is 5%. Mm-hmm. However, if you have been exposed to corona and I wear a mask, my chance of getting it is 70%. Yep. So when you wear a mask, it's not necessarily to keep me from getting it, it's to protect people from getting something from me. And so universal precaution says, conduct yourself as if everybody has been exposed, just to be safe.
You know, and so
it's scary. It is.
The one thing that I'm trying to figure out is, how do I do that? Now, of course, you can have the mask they can take off of their ears and hold, and we'll do that. You know, I'm actually thinking about doing one client at a time versus two, just to really be able to control the situation. Girl, you know, I have lots of cleaning materials, because, you know, my mom had her cleaning service. You remember, I was in school going to cleaning offices, girl. So all of that, and I'm still an avid Barbicide user. I'm an avid dry sanitizer user. I'm an avid UV machine sanitizing. I have all that stuff, and I still use. It's all old school, but I still use it because I feel like it's even right now, it's even more relevant. You know, here in Nashville, the cosmetology board actually stated that you no longer had to use a dry sanitizer in your drawers and stations. I still do. Old habits are hard to break.
Well, I do want to tell you, in terms of Barbicide, of course, is classic, and Barbicide always works. They do have things now. Clorox bleach wipes, the contact time is a little bit quicker, whereas Barbicide wipes, the contact time is 2 minutes. So wipes are usually better than the solution, because the solution contact time is 10 minutes.
Oh.
So if you want to do a quick turnaround, I suggest you buy the Barbicide wipes.
I suggest you also get a bottle.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
You can find that still. You go old school
for sure.
Water, boo boo. Now it might.
And if you can't find that, FYI, Windex kills 99% of bacteria.
It sure does.
Windex and works on multiple surfaces. So.
And so does ammonia.
Absolutely.
Sitting around my house, I could have been using that.
And don't forget about ammonia.
I got.
It works on multiple surfaces, not just glass.
Wow.
Listen, this is what's up. Listen, so y'all gonna see more of Sincere TV next week. We're gonna talk about how we have dealt with COVID-19. Plus, I'm gonna want to be nosy too. I ain't gonna try to keep it because we had such a good session that 10 years. Kirk, have you believed it's been 12 years? 12 years.
It's flown by.
That's still one of the best one-on-one sessions that I've had.
I think about it often when I think about podcasting and things like that. So yeah.
And the one good thing about the whole, YouTube streaming is that you can take the audio and convert it to, you take the video and convert it to audio and upload it as a podcast too. So I've thought about it, but some of the stuff that we've done on here and girl and cussing, I'll probably still do it, girl. I'm trying to make an extra coin, girl.
All you got to do is just take and put it up there, child. Somebody will listen to it.
So do you have any suggestions for Shayla? Shayla was talking about heat damage and variety of curl patterns, and you had made a statement and a note on Facebook where you were talking about porosity and density and curl patterns and, all of that, textures.
I think that I totally agree with the things that you said. I think that if it's damaged beyond repair, let it go. The only way to stop a split end is to cut it. So cut it off and let it go. And if you feel like your natural curl pattern is a little bit too tight, then get a texturizer so that you can just loosen it up so it's more manageable for you. Figure out what your hair needs. If your hair is sticky, then it needs to be moisturized. If your hair, if it's too about oil. Oil is a sealant. Whereas there are other agents that are moisturizing. Liquid is moisturizing. Oil is a sealant. So oil is not necessary. It's going to lubricate and it's going to seal, but it's not necessarily going to make your hair juicy. It'll make it greasy, but not juicy. And if it's dry, you want it to be juicy. So you want to use some type of liquid leave-in conditioner.
Yep.
Just so, yeah.
I tell one thing that I've learned about curly hair. 1, don't towel blot. 2, put your product in while it's soaked and wet. Allow it to adapt and hold on to those curl patterns. A lot of people want to towel blot and keep it from being, get all that water out of it. You really don't. You really want to use that as an aid to seal and define that curl pattern while also utilizing a little oil to make sure you're coating it and keeping it, oiled up and lubricated.
Seal it and focus on the ends. Absolutely.
You better say it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. She used to tell us all the time in school, you can get your shine in a bowl. You don't need all that grease.
Oh.
You remember that? Listen. Somebody was listening to me.
After you broke through that shell of me thinking I know every goddamn thing, I was listening to everything. Everything you said. Even when I was hard-headed as fuck, I was still listening. Still listening.
I still have some of my graduates and stuff come back to me years later and they go, do you remember when you said this? And I'm going, oh, I better be careful. People are listening to me.
You and Miss Rita. Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she said, get your shine bowl, and I get my shine bowl. My clients don't walk out greasy to get their shine, baby. They get it. Yep. Oh my God, thank you so much for hopping on. Are you ready for next week? No, because we ain't talked about it. We're gonna talk. What do you want to talk? What do you want to get into? Let's give him a teaser.
Listen, I've been a lot of what I do is coaching. So listen, I'm ready. I've been coaching my students through distance learning. Since March 16th, we had to go to distance learning where they are working from home and we're doing Zoom meetings and that kind of thing. And lots of them now are in the house with their spouse. They're with their children all day. They're trying to balance their school online with making sure that kids get what they need to get, with making sure people are cooking at home more. So it's stressful. Whether you acknowledge that stress or not, it's stressful. We deal with stress in different ways. You know, there were days when I was just like, I don't know why. I just want to cry for seemingly no reason today. But it's because subconsciously, even if we don't acknowledge those things, they're going on in the background. I've been blessed enough that my job, you know, can be conducted from home on a laptop. And so I was able to continue working, but I still had to put all of my instructional staff on furlough. And so I had the stress of that. I take it seriously that I'm in charge of some people's livelihoods and the way that they, you know, feed their families. And so all of that was a concern for me. And just working day and night, because we would have a morning session and a night session, and I'm monitoring and overseeing it for everybody just to make sure that things are still getting done. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot. So I can only tell you what I've been trying to do and what's been working for me.
The one good thing about you, well, you know, I have never sat still enough to do one thing. I've always had multiple streams of income coming in, and I'm still very much corporate, and I'm still in that space. So the one thing that has helped me right now during this transition, as much as I talk about my baby, my salon being closed, and I felt like being, you know, deprived and unfed, you know, neglected, it has helped me to really focus in on the other end, because for the non-salon job, we've gone to remote work as well. And so my mission has been to ensure that my employees, because I do have a team of roughly 25 that's under me, to make sure that they don't feel that disconnect, that they still feel included, that they feel like that, because, you know, being at home for some people is not a blessing like it is for others. They find that alienation annoying. They find the silence extremely loud and deafening. If they don't have anyone in their life, depression can set in. So I find myself reaching out, talking to them, checking in, having a good chit chat session, don't have anything to do with work, just to make sure they know that we're there. It is a completely different world to be able to do that remotely, completely.
You know, if I can say something.
So I have a question. Let me ask the panelists. So you're a nail tech, right? So I am in the process of building an online course. There's something that I do on the side outside of my school director job. I'm a campus president at a cosmetology school. And so we have people all over the state who come in for reciprocity. And in the state I'm in, they require you to take the state board exam, no matter how many years you've been doing it. And so lots of people have not taken an exam for practicals in 30 years, 20 years, right? And so lots of things have changed. And so I offer a course where we have them come in and they do what I call my state board boot camp. And so I'm in the process of building that course online as well, so that other people outside the state can take advantage of it. So I said all that to say, we really have got to start thinking about multiple streams of income in this industry and diversifying, so that when things like this do happen, since we're such a hands-on business, that we can still be making money, even if we can't touch our clients. So the easiest thing to do online that is in demand is to, if you know how to do something, teach something. So have you thought about teaching some nail techniques or those kinds of things online? I'm just curious.
We're trying to work on her social media.
And listen, this is a way to make money while you sleep. This is a way to make money while you sleep. If you pre-record your videos, build your course online, and just put it out there on social media, people can go pay for it, take it on their own time, and you are making money while you sleep.
I'm gonna teach people how to use.
I love the business part of it. I love helping people get the business part going.
You know what? So, Robin, I want to help people. I want to teach people how to use Marcel irons. That's becoming a lost art.
You can build that course online.
And actually
you can build a silk press course online.
That too, because a lot of people are not doing it. A lot of the younger stylists right now are working on how to style and take care of wigs. They're losing sight of hair, the foundation. And so there's a need. I'm definitely working on that. So let me ask you a question. Okay. With the clients that you have, Leander asked, does anyone have lock care tips? What are your suggestions around those with locks? How do they take care of it?
Again, any kind of hair, locks or otherwise, figure out what your hair needs and give your hair what it needs. Where locks are concerned, I will tell you what I see a lot of is that people are getting retwisted too often, and they're getting the comb twists. And the truth is a lock because the hair is tangled and matted. You want to allow for that hair to tangle and mat in a really natural way so that it's strong and it doesn't start to thin out and break. So I don't suggest that you use a whole lot of product on locks either, because it gets stuck in there. It makes the lock heavy. There's a lot of buildup. Shampoo, great. You don't want to use anything that's harsh. You want to use a gentle moisturizing shampoo. And in terms of conditioner, again, a liquid conditioner, because liquid will be absorbed by the hair or it will evaporate. But a cream conditioner and those kinds of things, that product is going to get stuck in that hair. It's going to weigh it down. It's going to make it heavy. And 9 times out of 10, when you shampoo your lock, you're not going to get it all the way out.
Yep.
Apple cider vinegar is good too. Maybe once every 3 to 6 months, just to make sure that you're really, really cleansing that lock
and stripping it. Yep.
That's what I would say for lock.
Leander, did that help you?
Is he having a particular issue with the lock?
I don't know. He didn't say. Definitely, Leander, if you have more information, let us know.
I would say this too. So, I have some. This is not to brag. I have some really nice jewelry, right?
Hold on 1 second. Jasmine, Are you still there?
Okay.
I'm still here. I was just going to make a comment to both of y'all. Breaking down the 2 statements that both of y'all had said. The reaching out that you're doing with your team that's up underneath you is very commendable, because I'm up underneath a district manager that doesn't even care really about us, or a VP of our region that really doesn't care about us. Like when the coronavirus first started, they were quarantined at home for they just recently, within the last 2-3 weeks, have been going out and reaching out to us, but they've been quarantined at home, still getting paid and stuff while we're still on the front line. So I commend both of y'all, for reaching out to your teams and keeping that open communication, because that's something that's needed. And, for quote unquote us as pedions that's in the stores and that's in the bank systems, that's, the nurses and different things like that, for us that really don't mean anything, and the administrators and the stuff like that, they're riding on a gravy train right now because they don't have to get out and they don't have to see it. And then so many stockholders don't care about, how their businesses and stuff, as long as they're meeting the bottom line. So I commend both of y'all for reaching out to, not only to your clients, but reaching out to your people just to say, hey, we're thinking about you. You're not, you're not in this by yourself. So I commend both of y'all. That's all I wanted to say.
So from a higher level,
Thank you for that.
upper management perspective, an executive leadership perspective, I think that we as managers, we have to bridge that gap. It is their job to look at the overall stability of the company so that we can continue to get our paychecks. That is their job. As being the fact that they're not people leaders, they depend on those of us who are people leaders to bridge that gap and communicate and to keep them informed of those particular challenges. What I see you experiencing are things that I feel, and without knowing all the facts, this is my assumption and my opinion, that your direct leadership needs to be making sure that they're communicating to the executive leadership team, because what I've learned having access to my leaders directly, they go by what they've been informed of. 9 times out of 10 is not that they really don't give a damn. They don't know there's an issue and or gap.
Well, the only thing that they've ever said to us is that if someone was in one of our businesses or whatever, if somebody was to catch the corona, then the shop would close down for the 14 days. Everybody would be getting paid, but other than that, they're not offering any type of subsidizing for it. They're not, they recently just put up like the glass sheets or whatever to try the plexiglass to try to keep us safe. But I mean, it was so horrible that we were bringing in our own supplies. Like when we were able to get into Walmart and different things, like we were going in, or we would have customers that, knew our situation that would, that works in the medical field, that would bring us masks and sanitizer and gloves and stuff. And for the longest, like the first couple of weeks that it happened, we didn't have any of that stuff. And that was poor planning on the management of our store manager at the time, because he didn't care. It wasn't serious to him. And so he felt like that he didn't have to provide anything like that, even though, his boss told him to. And it's ridiculous. And I see so many different things. So I can understand from, when you did the segment before with the gentleman not letting someone come in or whatever. I understand all of that. And I understand from a management aspect too, because I was in management. I had 3 stores up underneath me, but it's nothing like going into a store and actually having that communication to know someone knows who you are. You're not just a number to them. So it's very appeasing to see that someone actually cares enough about their employees up underneath them to reach out to them.
One thing that you said, and I need you to say it again, because I don't know if you realize you said it. You said that your manager didn't take it seriously, but his manager above him told him to do the needful.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. What I've experienced, and I can honestly just speak from my experience, I have experienced my leadership team actually giving a fuck. They have. Mm-hmm. I have experienced certain peers not doing their due diligence. Now, one thing that I have to caveat and challenge everyone to remember is, just as shocked as we were and taken aback in our daily lives with the coronavirus, they are as well. They didn't have any global or crystal ball giving them insight to what was going to happen. Now, what I can say is, it is their job to ensure that they have the proper tools to keep you as safe as possible, because that is considered, or if you were to get sick on the job, that is considered a workers' comp hazard. They are responsible for your care upon that point.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So for our frontline,
I'd say this. Let me say my philosophy. Can I tell you what I believe? I don't believe people work for companies. I believe that people work for people. And so I'm trying to be the kind of person that my people want to work for. Because if they know you care about them, they'll work hard and they'll do a great job for you. Right? And another thing, you gotta use your tools. So if the person who is directly managing you is not doing what they need to do, then that manager has a manager. And there's a way to word emails and that kind of thing. And you can CC their boss on it and say, always give them the benefit of the doubt, and don't throw them under the bus in the beginning, but Hey, I just wanted to follow up with you per our conversation earlier. I know that I asked about a mask, and I just wanted to see if you're going to get that. I'm willing to get that myself. But you can have a way of alerting other people and doing it in a really professional way. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, you are responsible for you and your health. Because if something happens to you, I guarantee you they're going to replace you and they're going to keep doing business tomorrow.
Right. You're absolutely right.
That's why. So for my team, even before my company had decided for everyone to work remote, I had already told my team, because we have the capability to do so, that we're working remote. My boss was also in agreement with that. However, I'll say this respectfully, it didn't matter if he was or not, because I had to do what was best for my team, and to also my job make sure that the bottom line was still met safely. So, some people have to take that risk if they actually give a damn to take care of their team. And I will say, in the 5 years that I've been on this particular team, my team has had the lowest amount of attrition because of it, because I do care, because I do engage, because I actually will do the work with them. I don't just put myself, they have to tell me constantly, this is not for you to worry about. I can do this. But you know what? It is something for me to worry about. If people just know you care, that's it. And Robin will tell you, even as messy as I was in hair school, I was always the person in their feelings the most about people, even though I didn't get nobody knows.
Well, I definitely feel the same way. I mean, and from me being in previous management.
Did you have any comments going on?
Did I have any what? What you say, Robin?
I was asking if we had I saw a comment scroll.
We had one that for me, Leander has stated, for me, it's keeping them moisturized. And I think you spoke on that, but no, we don't have any more outside of that currently at this present time.
I was about the locks too. I did want to say this. I was talking about, I have some nice pieces of jewelry and they're valuable to me. Even if they're not worth a whole lot of money, they're valuable to me, right? And so I just want to say that the things that we value, we take care of. And so I don't just leave my stuff sitting out. I make sure that it's in a box and it's covered, and that's it. Same thing with your hair. If you value it and you want to take care of it, you make sure that it's covered and that it's protected. And so same thing with those locks. Put a satin cap on it at night, or a satin pillowcase, things that are going to leave that moisture in it. That cotton is going to draw it out. So if you want it to flourish and to be good, then you need to take care of it and cover it.
Absolutely. And as D-Star hairstylist has stated, we need you guys to hit that like button, and we need you to share it, because we've dropped some nuggets in here. Now, I understand that my ass went on here cussing folks out tonight, but you still getting some good entertainment up in this piece, okay? So listen, I want to take an opportunity, and while I have you, I need you here. I wanted to wait until D-Star was able to come back. D-Star, are you about ready to come back? And if not, well, I'll take this opportunity to roll this other video, because I'm going to roll it and we'll discuss afterwards. So give me 1 second.
I'm trying.
Look, let me get it up for you.
Hear her money, although she was being rude.
Don't record me. Lord, I'm gonna call
you. Oh my God.
Don't record me.
I can do whatever I want.
Don't record me.
You don't touch me. Am I not trying to pay her? I'm trying to pay her. You can't tell me not to record you, but you're not gonna touch me. Now, spell the name, ma'am. You don't want to spell the name? You don't want to spell the name? I'm trying to pay you, because if I walk out, then you're going to say I don't want to pay you. I'm trying to pay you. Let me pay you.
No,
I don't want her to touch my phone.
Don't do it.
I just want her to pay. I'm trying to pay her. Can you spell it for me, ma'am?
Take cash out. Go get a cash, and you don't take it out of your private.
you gonna tell me to go get cash and I'm not getting out? Y'all, she told me to go get cash, but she told me I can't get out. Ma'am, so you don't take cash up anymore?
No, I don't.
You want me to go get you cash?
No, you're not getting out.
Okay, well let me call. She won't let me pay her. Now this is recording, so if I leave, the police gonna say I'm not getting out. It could turn into kidnapping because I'm gonna post this on social media if she either don't take my cash up or let me leave to go get her cash. I got dignity. I'll go get your cash and come back, sweetie. I'm going to school to be a nurse. I'm not gonna get no charges over $200. Hello? Hello, ma'am? Y'all, she will not let me pay her. First, she told me I could pay her cash out. Now she's mad because I put in the cash up thingy bad service. It's my opinion. I was still about to pay her money, but it's how I felt. Then she tried touching me. So I don't know what to do.
You can sit there. She's gonna do your hair.
If I leave, I don't know what to do.
Did you see how you
Wow. We can't hear you.
thoughts?
That is ridiculous, but then that makes everybody looks bad, especially if you've already agreed upon something.
So here's what I find often in the community today that a lot of stylists fail to do. One, what I do with any of my new clients or existing clients, primarily new clients, I make sure that I send them a welcome email. One, thanking them for allowing me the opportunity to service them. Secondly, give clear and concise information as to how to reach my salon. Thirdly, all forms of payments accepted. And if we've discussed the service, I also include that fee of the service so that you know in the beginning how much it's going to cost. If there's a range, what that min and that max is, once again, and the form of payment desired.
Right.
So hold on one second. I want to bring D-Star in. Hey, D-Star.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. Can everyone hear D-Star?
Yep.
Were you able to see that last video, D-Star?
Yes.
So before you continue on, I would like for you, to introduce you to my fave. I'm going to still call her Sincere TV because that's what she's going to always be to me. But she was also my instructor in hair school.
How you doing?
She definitely.
I'm well. How are you?
In me being who I am today. So when you see stuff like this, Robin, how are you educating your babies today on businesses and just customer-centric policies today to keep them out of situations like that?
So at the particular school that I'm in, we have an amazing business program that we teach our students. I think that a lot of times that's the piece that's missing because we're so focused on the vocation. We don't necessarily get to spend a whole lot of time on the business part. We have a business program that we teach called Prosper You, and it is very, very customer service centered. I would say what you said, it's about communication, which is really challenging for lots of younger people, I'm finding, because the ways that they normally communicate are so different from the ways that we grew up communicating. There are barriers to communication because they're much more comfortable, I have found, texting and FaceTime and doing those kinds of things, and sort of sometimes that face to face without the barrier, the interpersonal skills, it's uncomfortable at first.
Yep.
So have things in writing, have things established up front. Just like you said, the more that you can communicate and get an understanding ahead of time, the less likely it is to go off the rails later. So
yep. I mean,
we stress that communication, we stress that business.
And once you set the tone, they pretty much understand. So with the one thing that COVID did teach me, I'm a girl who loves cash, honey. Pay me in cash if you can. But with COVID-19, I don't really want your cash. I want you to pay me electronically because I don't want that transference of anything possible. So, I sent an email out to my people telling them all of the ways they can pay electronically, as well as the new rules and guidelines to come into the salon, as well as weekly updates as to where we are with COVID-19. And this is just me. So I think that a lot of people, they get so used to following people on Instagram or Facebook and talking to them that way that they really lose sight of the customer centricity, the customer centric, value behind the business. They can do hair, but they don't know how to talk to you.
I'm gonna tell you something else. With all of the modern technology that we have and the different forms of payment, especially no matter the cost of the service at this point, but for sure for braids and those services that cost more, I am going to require a deposit. Not only that, but if you are coming to me and you've come to me before, more than one, I'm going to have a credit card on file. And what you need to know and agree to is that if you don't keep your appointment and you don't cancel it within a particular amount of time so that I have time to rebook somebody else, the day that you don't come, I'm going to charge your card just like you came. Because I set aside that time for you, time when I could have been making money, but I didn't. Well, and if you don't want to operate like that and be professional, then you're not my target audience anyway.
All right, let me say something real quick.
Yeah,
we have so many apps out there because I strongly use StyleSeat and Booksy, and with both of those apps, it does just as she was saying. If they cancel, there's a cancellation fee that automatically charges your card on file. Yeah, I set the tone of my appointments on there. I set the tone of cancellations. I set if there's a time that if I would decide to go on vacation, I can black out those dates where you won't be able to book. I try to push everybody because that's allows you to able to control your clients that you're not overbooked.
Yep.
And when they come into the salon and say, "Oh, I need to make an appointment," I tell them sign up on StyleSeat, look for D-Star hairstylist, and go ahead and book your appointment.
Yep. And these are nuggets for those watching that may not understand why we do what we do. And a lot of people don't understand this is our level of income. So when you go to your job and you want certain guarantees of your paycheck because you have overhead and bills associated to it, it's not undifferent for us as well. I believe in fairness, but I definitely have had a cancellation policy in place. I definitely have had a deposit policy in place for certain services over a certain amount. And you can't even book until you've made that deposit. You can talk to me all day long, but that appointment is not set in stone until I've seen that deposit come over. Period.
Right.
Oh my God, this has been awesome. So
wait, real quick. Sorry about that. The misconceptions are too. A lot of times in the hair industry, they feel because again, if any fast food or regular restaurant you go to, especially fast food, you're gonna pay for your food first before you get your food. And like I said, and I know a lot of like your chain salons, they do that. You pay at the register. But for us who just take regular cash, this is why when you come in and you sit down in my chair, I take a deposit.
And so, you know, one thing that I've done, because I am an appointment only type salon, Robin knows that I've never been a walk-in type person. I just don't like my books played with like that. And so I don't do them. But you can definitely call, text, email if you want a consultation and schedule that. So for my salon, it's not even unlocked to where you can come in, period, and walk in. So there's no leaving the salon without making a payment, and there's no entering the salon without an appointment.
So may I say something?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I do freelance makeup or whatever. So I understand where y'all are coming from. On the same token, when you sit and you've had a conversation with a person at least 2 to 3 times, and I'm quite sure whoever this young lady is had at least called the person and said, hey, I'm on the way, XYZ. It wouldn't have thought have came to her mind if they had already agreed on the Cash App. But when the thought came in mind, okay, so, you know, if this is my first time visiting with her or whatever the case may be, I'm going to have cash on me so I can go ahead and handle what I need to handle. You know what I'm saying? Because like in this business, you know, you take and show your appreciation to your stylist and stuff. And, you know, it's perks to taking a tip in your stylist. So they know next time that you come in, hey, you know, such and such gave me a nice tip afterwards, you know, so I'm going to make sure that I give them a little special treatment. That's, I mean, at least that's how I see it. Whenever I'm going in and Shayla's hooking my nails up and Shayla done did me good, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take and throw her a couple extra, you know, maybe a couple $10, $15 extra, whatever. But then that next time I come in, she, you know, or I'm calling her up, you know, and that's to anybody. I'm calling them up and being like, hey, you know, it's me again. Oh, well, girl, what day you want to come in? You know, because, you know, you got that little extra coming from on the back end. You know what I'm saying? But I said all that to say this is that when you go into especially Black owned and operated businesses, why do people take and feel like that they can run the okie doke on us and don't want to pay their bills?
So,
and even though, you know, at times we do the little ratchetness, I do understand that some of us do that and still hold on to that even years after being into it. But then you wouldn't go into a white salon and not have your payments and stuff set up up front.
What's up, Shayla?
Okay, so this Cash App thing, I no longer take Cash Apps unless it's just for your deposit. And I'm going to say why. Cash App is very easy to manipulate.
Boom.
Somebody can get that because somebody did it to me. The girl came in there, she got a $75 service. I let her Cash App me the money. Do you know by the time she got to her car, she took that payment completely back? This is easy to dispute off of Cash App. So I can understand that girl in that video, she probably had a previous problem with her and her Cash App before. And that's why they made her, that's why they probably knew her number and was treating her like that.
But I feel like so, and for me, let's say you are recording me. I'm going to protect my brand at all times. Just like you can want to record and try to record me. If the reason I'm not taking Cash App is because of some bullshit like that, I'm gonna make sure I say that if you want to confront me in front of everyone, I'm gonna try to remain very professional. But Shaquansha is just not a sidekick, honey. So if you want to well, baby, reason why I'm not taking your Cash App is because you shiesty. But we would have had that conversation beforehand, and you would not have been able to make an appointment without me having my money before you sit your ass in my chair.
Period.
I don't do Cash App because Cash App also charges fees, and I don't like that. There's too many ways out there you can pay where there isn't a fee. But what I understood from the video, and this is just my perception, it seemed as if she used to take it, like you said, Shayla, and she stopped, and the girl was unaware. So that's the way she made it seem.
And that goes back to the communication.
Yep.
Right. Because if I done called you 3 times and I'm telling you, hey, girl, I'm on the way, that'd have been an easy way to say, well, girl, don't forget to stop by. You know, I'm only doing cash only. My Cash App is not working. That would have killed that problem right then and there.
I'm not even lying. I don't take Cash App, girls. You have to bring cash, and I need it first. I've had clients that has, you know, repeatedly canceled their appointments, and of course they pay their cancellation fee, and that's all fine for me. That's great. That's great. However, you know, once you do that so many times, You're now on probation. You can't really get on my books because I don't have time to waste with you.
Oh, you on probation period?
You cancel 3 times consecutively at the last minute or within. Yeah, baby, you can't. I'm busy.
See,
I don't mean to be mean.
probation.
It's
You
business
like that, you completely cut off.
My babies will pay for me and what I've experienced. Thank God, my babies will pay extra to get back in, and they'll have to because I don't play about my books.
Me either.
This is not a friendship. This is how I make my living. You know, and we are not.
I do have to say that this is us being in the business. This is us being here and being established for a long time. I think it's a real struggle for people who are just starting out, and they need that money, and they're trying to build their clientele and stuff. But sometimes you have to. I would encourage them to sacrifice on the front end, because if you're willing to go back and forth and waffle and let things slide, it just makes it harder for you later.
It does. And
it does. It makes it harder for you later.
Here's what you'll learn. They'll go to someone with who's giving lackluster service and give them more. Been there, done that.
Savon.
Yes.
You know what else I added? I also, one of my policies, I only take Visa, MasterCards, and Discovery that is from a major financial bank institute, because a lot of times they come in with the gift cards.
Oh,
the Cash App cards. No, it has to be a debit or credit card from a major financial institute, or I won't accept their card.
Oh. Well, I don't touch cards. I've not touched cards in years. There's too many ways to electronically say I'm not swiping shit. We've got Zelle, we've got Venmo, we've got PayPal.
Now, see, I wouldn't mind getting Zelle, but Zelle doesn't support my bank.
Oh, really?
I have a credit. I have a credit union, so
Zelle gonna have to do better.
They is. I already emailed them.
Yeah, I love Zelle. Zelle is very easy, and it's boom, it's there. You know. Oh my! I tell you what, this has been absolutely awesome.
So tell me this. So Shayla, you're in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Ohio, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
She is.
And Tony, you're in Tennessee.
I am.
And
where's Savon is in Tennessee. They don't know no damn Tony. The hell?
Savon. Savon is in Tennessee.
They didn't give it to you when you checked in? All right,
so I'm in Tennessee. D-Star is in Florida, and Jasmine is also in Florida. And where are you now?
Okay. Are you all part of any networking groups outside of in your industry in the cities that you're in?
No, but I would love to be.
I think that's something that's missing. I think that's an area that needs to be tapped into.
You know,
where you share best practices and information like about how to get your bank on this and to do a push for that kind of stuff.
I think it would be definitely helpful, but I don't really know a lot of, I have always had issues with my fellow stylists locally just because of the fact they be on some bullshit, and I don't like bullshit. I'm not going to play no games with you.
Well, you know what? I'm just sitting here and we're having this conversation. And what I'm thinking is we're no longer relegated to just being in the cities we're in. Something could happen once a month online or on a regular basis online where you come and you get good information. So
a good Zoom. And I'm here for that. Because I don't waste my time, girl, if you ain't talking about nothing. It needs to be lucrative.
Right.
It needs to be transparent. It needs to be cohesive. I'm not playing that with you. I'm tired. I'm busy. I've done well enough by myself, learning through reaching out to people via social media and things like that. Me and D-Star ran into each other on a whim. Yeah. I know there's people like him.
Needs to be on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Needs to be outlined. I'm a curriculum person. Needs to be outlined. You need to pay for it. You need to come. You need to get it. It needs to be where you can go back and I can integrate this and start using those things tomorrow, next business day. So yeah.
Yep.
I'm
Absolutely.
getting lots of ideas. This is good information. This is a good conversation. So
she coming here using us as research dummies. Don't be coming here with no y'all said my ass was corporate. Look at
Where
this
is
help.
my fee at?
Look,
Where is my
yeah,
fee at?
we her R&D. So listen, so let me now you need to stay here for this because this is huge for me. Licensed versus unlicensed.
Ooh!
Yes, go on.
Okay, can I start?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a lot of girls popping up out of nowhere, all of a sudden wanting to be nail techs. And I get that. They have a full clientele. That's wonderful. But they don't.
No shit.
They don't know, because it's like y'all could be giving out, especially at a time like this, y'all could be giving funguses.
I was about to say list all
y'all,
the
and it's like y'all don't know nothing about no barbicide. Y'all don't know how to disinfect y'all products, and then have the nerve to come out talk about they giving out nail classes for $500.
This sounds extremely personal. I feel like we've touched on this particular.
Girl, like it is. I don't want to
let it go, Shayla. Go ahead, let it out, baby.
Don't let it go.
Let it out, Shayla. Let it out.
We pay good money to be certified. We pay good money to be educated. We pay good money to continue our education. And I feel like there's a need. There's need behind it. But people. So then we move it. Oh no, let me pause. Let me get the rest of the panel's view on licensed or unlicensed. D-Star, do you have a point of view?
Because you can do wigs does not make you a licensed hairstylist.
And let's be clear, you don't have to have a license to service wigs. Mm-hmm. However, you need to make sure you advertise yourself as a wigologist, honey, and leave it at that and quit calling yourself a hairstylist because there's a big difference.
Yeah.
I'm trying to come on your hustle. But girl, that's like going to a goddamn podiatrist and calling yourself an internal medicine doctor. Boo boo, is a big difference, boo boo.
Thanks.
I mean, I agree with it. I was just saying she just moved the chicken out of the way and go ahead and get it out there because she looked like she really had a whole bunch else that she wanted to say. Because I mean, you know, in the medical field, you can't sit up there and call yourself being a nurse and you know you ain't nothing but a CNA. You know what I'm saying? It's the same exact thing. So I understand. I mean, there's certain classes that you still have to take. There's certain hours that you still have to do every year to make sure that you're not only on top of it, but you're certified and you keep your license in good standards. So I completely understand where y'all are coming from.
Because here in Florida,
now,
even if
it's different.
Even here in Florida, when you do braids, you get a braiding license. Braiding license does not make you a hairstylist. You can't mess with chemicals. You are strictly to do braids.
But we do have natural hair license.
And natural, yeah.
We have shampoo techs, which means you can shampoo the hell out of some hair, but you're not a hairstylist. You just know all the so Robin, questions, concerns, clarifications?
So I'm in education. So absolutely, I believe you should have a license. I guess I feel a little bit differently about it. A couple of things I'll say. I tell new students this all the time. I can't teach talent. If you come in the door and you don't have talent, you're going to leave out and you're not going to have talent. You come in the door with talent, you're going to leave out and you're going to have talent. Hairstyling is a skill. So I can teach you a skill. I think that you see with COVID-19 how important licensing is because there is so much potential for you to do harm and spread disease. And so a license is very important. I will say this, there are some talented stylists out there just doing it up in the kitchen. Eventually something is going to happen because you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, and they're going to have to come see me. You know, they just are. And so I would say to the person that if you're this passionate about hair, if you're this talented with hair, If you're this passionate about nails, if you're this talented with nails, why wouldn't you want to get educated? I don't understand. Why wouldn't you want to be licensed?
Here's the thing.
That doesn't make sense to me.
What they don't understand is how they are also limiting themselves, because what you can't do is link up with any reputable company without a license. You can do as many wigs as you want to, and the only person you're going to link up with is Ling Ling and Gung Zhao. Okay? Redken, Paul Mitchell, Schwarzkopf, Avalon, none of them are going to fuck with you without a license, because they've done their due diligence to make sure they're certified, they're licensed, and they're educated. There's a difference. You won't be the guy Tang linked up with anybody without a license. Period. Now, you're right. Your skill set can be in place. You can lay them edges. You can silk the hell out that hair. However, when it comes down to chemical background, the makeup, the hair, knowing what porosity and density is and how they differ. And I'm not talking about density as in 180 to 200% on a wig, boo-boo. There is a difference. I'm not talking about razoring and shellacking down edges with gots to be, boo-boo. You need to understand what that glue, water-based, silicone-based, what the effects it has on skin, love muffins. There's a whole chemical compound behind it.
You better preach and read.
I do think that we need to make education more accessible.
It's accessible.
I do think we need to make education more accessible. And what I mean when I say that is we need to move that conversation forward. It is the way that we deliver it right now is a little bit antiquated, that you have to be on campus. I definitely believe we need to move toward a more hybrid schedule like we're doing now, where students can learn a lot of the theory part online or from home, and then maybe come in 2-3 days a week to the salon to get their practical experience in it. We have to be willing to accommodate the lives and needs of the students, because a lot of them have children and have jobs and those kinds of things. So it is a sacrifice to be able to come to school and do those things full time, or take a 1.5 years, 2 years to do it at night. So I do think we need to move it forward and we need to make it more accessible. But I do not think that we need to do less of the education piece. And a license, I believe, is a must.
So I think that's a very corporate, educational, friendly response that you just gave there, my love muffin. But you've got to remember, I was also someone who worked 40 hours and came to school every day at night to get my damn license. So if they want it, they'll do it. I'm not trying to hear that shit. And right now, education is more on the upfront than it was before. We had to spend thousands of dollars to get what you can get online now for a mere few hundreds of dollars.
You better preach. You better preach.
So they just don't want it. They don't, and clients, I'm going to put this back in the seat of clients. Clients also no longer require it because they want to pay $50 for a sew-in that look like they paid $50.
They want a microwave hairstyle.
Baby, it's so many tracks and railroads and bumps on that damn sew-in. You might as well did it your damn self.
And I also feel like this too. For anything that we want out of life, we sacrifice wherever it is in order for us to do it. If you want the license bad enough, you're going to take a sacrifice and do what you got to do. I'm like Savon. I too took and put myself through school in order for me to take and advance my education too. So at some point you have to take that excuse out for that person and tell them, either shape up and do what you got to do. If you want that bag of weed on the corner, you know what you're going to have to pinch from to take and do it. And I'm sorry to use that scenario, but the truth is the truth.
Well, at least if you want that bag of weed, you need to at least make enough money to be able to afford it and still pay your bills.
I hear you, but I'm with them every day.
I know.
I'm with them every day. I had a student who called and told me she was not going to be able to come to school because she didn't have gas in her car. And she had to wait on her father to put gas in her car. And not to pay for it, but to actually pump it. Because she didn't know how to pump gas. This is a 22-year-old. So I understand what you're saying. And I get the part that you're saying. But I mean, you got to meet them where they are. Here are your potential students.
Girl, them hoes would be on the street with no license.
Like you got to catch a fish before you clean the fish.
Y'all didn't meet us. Where's
but
that
then they
same
got to know how to do Uber too.
Hold on. This is the same person who told me with my bad habit ass attitude, I got my license. You need yours. Where's she at? Because I don't see her right now. You didn't meet me where I was at. You was like, bitch, I'm good. I got mine. You want I don't.
Savon, she done got soft over the years.
No. She's here. But she has to be much more when she says it.
We're living in a different time today. We have people, now that's a whole nother subject. I know from a management standpoint, people are more in their feelings today. So we have a different generation of people coming into the workforce today. So I feel you. I'm just saying, I like that one because I was like, oh, well, shit, you sure do. Well, shit, okay, I guess I better get over here and do what the fuck I gotta do, ma'am. Are you ready? Because, honey, I wasn't gonna graduate or get that license.
Well, I mean, I can tell you my same instructor. I can tell you my instructor who told me the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be mad, Robin, if you want to, but I mean, I'm gonna leave here and go do some hair.
Because I'm licensed. I can.
Because I got my license. You need yours.
Girl. Listen.
Wait, let's take it a little further. But even when they come in, state board come in to inspect the salon. Oh, you got to leave your clients and run out because you ain't got no license. I'm still here making my money because my license is on my wall.
First of all, that salon owner is going to be fined. I don't care about you running out and leaving. Right. That salon owner, sure, because they're going to be fined. Okay. Mm-mm. Well, so this is why present day I'm in a salon by myself because apparently I have to work on my attitude still, and I don't work well with others still because I feel like I'm not trying to deal with they badass ghetto ass kids coming in there. And so this is why we have an appointment only salon that has worked for me. I couldn't join them, so I had to create my own lane.
Listen, I want to do the same thing because I get tired of them ghetto girls coming in there with all their kids. And when we have a sign on the door that says "Don't bring your kids unless they be in service." Girl, don't bring all them damn kids in here. Number one, it's not safe.
And let me just tell you once again, my insurance is not going to allow me to do that. I'm not going to be liable for Ray and Pookie and them who done messed themselves up running through the damn salon. On top of that, my clients is not going to want to return. They're not coming there for that foolishness. But then again, you have to set your target market and you cater to some. There are some people who that is their client base.
So let me ask you
their money.
I'm sorry. Let me ask y'all this. So what happens when y'all do get in those clients that even though you've talked to them and you've explained your rules and your regulations and they don't have a babysitter and their kids are a little bit rambunctious? How do you handle that situation?
Well, for me, they can't be serviced. We have a no kid policy. So yeah, you can't bring kids to our salon. So you won't get service. You can't come back until you find somebody that can babysit.
So for me,
that's right.
That is my overall rule. However, for my VIP clients who have kids, my clients have learned a long time ago. Let's say it's the last client of the night, and she's like, "Listen, make me the last one because I don't have an appointment." And she's a dedicated client, and this is not a norm. It's sketchy because when you have a rule, you need to set a precedent and you need to stick to it. But there are a few gray areas. She also knows if her kids act up, she's leaving with shampoo and conditioner in her head, and I'm still gonna want full payment. They don't play.
That part.
They don't play. But I have made exceptions for some because when you have clients that's come to you for 15 and 20 years, it's a little different.
But their kids act different too. The ones that been coming 15 years. They know how to act.
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they have kids after 15 years and they don't. And they still got to get sent. They got to get sent home. It's nothing personal, girl. But Ray can act like that at your house because I whoop kids' asses over here. And if you don't want your child ass whooped, please go home. I'm just being very honest. And sometimes it is what it is. But see, the difference with me, you guys, is that I have a full-time job with funds coming in. So you cannot come and I'm still gonna be okay. That's not always the case for some people. So don't listen to my ass ranting on here. That's not the customer-centric response. I'll let Robin take that one.
Well, I mean, I'm in a school setting, so it's going to have to be black and white. You're just going to have to follow the rules there. Because if I don't follow the rules, right, if I don't enforce them and enforce them consistently, my staff sees me not do it, so they're not going to be consistent. My student sees my staff, so my students are not going to be consistent. And the clients are just going to be all over the place. It's a domino effect. So I have to have the rule and I have to enforce it, period.
Period, Pooh.
So they say, what you do for one, you got to do for another.
This ain't corporate. Yes. I don't have to do nothing. No, I don't. But you're right. I'm just having a little fun. There's no way I would have made it in this world had I not done that. But I think there are sometimes some areas that, you know, it gets a little gray, but when you do that, you make it very hard for you to enforce later. That's the reality of it. If you keep it clean, you keep it consistent, boom.
There's a comment from Eliana, and it says, thank you. I stopped braiding hair. I stopped letting hood hoochies do my hair. I have a question because I see this come up a lot. Girl, I did this one girl hair. She brought her baby. Oh, and he walked in the kitchen and opened the fridge and eating food.
Well, so listen, the barriers when you're is at home and they don't understand that balance between the two. I'm not gonna act like I have never done hair at my house. However, that can happen. They feel like
we have stylists now that are doing sew-ins and stuff, and they're not doing the shampooing because they want you to come shampooed and blow dried. And what do y'all think about that?
Yeah, bring your own
I had that as a bonus question, and I didn't even tell D-Star or Shayla about it because I wanted to be a surprise. Look, take it, D-Star, because I have to use the ladies' room.
Hold on for a minute.
Okay, well then I'll start it off. So I have a serious problem with that because first of all, I'm just accustomed to shampooing and conditioning and prepping the hair for said service. That's just me. On top of me being accustomed to it, like I don't know what shampoos you've used. I don't know. And I get that sometimes it lets them move quicker, but you got to have a sign to release or something, honey, because I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Which is something else I want to mention. Going back to the salon, you all make sure that you have a health screening form so that when your customers are coming back after this corona issue, you're asking them, have you been exposed? Have you had a fever in the last, you might want to even take, when we go back on June 1st, I'll have to take students' temperatures and staff temperatures before they come in the door.
Yep.
So they'll have that screening form and a temp check before they come in.
Yep. That's it. My business insurance has already stated that I must do that and have that on file, especially if I want to be covered from any potential lawsuits. Because here's what you don't understand. If they feel like they've caught COVID from your salon, baby, they finna try to come and get your tennis shoes in your damn closet, honey. They coming for everything. And I'm sorry.
You want to keep been in too.
You ain't coming with nothing from here, honey. You ain't even getting the comb that I combed your hair with, girl. I'm gonna sue your ass for exposing me.
Oh.
Especially if you said you wasn't and you lied. I mean, suing is a two-way street these days.
Right.
Wow. Shayla, would you go and get you a sewing without them shampooing and conditioning your hair?
Is that how it's supposed to go?
Oh, no, you didn't. We not doing it.
Listen, I don't listen. I don't. I don't get weave often. I've never had a sew-in. I don't know. Do they are okay, so when you come in for a sew-in, they still have to wash and blow dry your hair, right? Oh, ain't nobody.
They should. That, in my opinion, they should.
They're supposed to do that and braid you up and everything right then and there, because then they know, not only the chemicals that you have in your hair, but then they know how they're going to take and set your hair up. But if you come in already pre-washed and pre-braided, then there's no way for them to take and style the hair the way, because what if you want your hair with a deep part and you don't have it sewn in that way, and you don't have it braided that way? So I mean, I feel like that you're supposed to go ahead and make sure that the stylist, that's what you're paying the stylist to do, is to take in not only the style of the hair, but to take care of the hair. So washing it, conditioning it, blowing it out, and braiding it down. You braid it into some people like theirs done with a circle style. Some don't like the circle style. Some like the U-shaped style. So it's depending on the style of the weave and stuff that you're taking and wearing, just my opinion.
Let me tell you something. I don't like going behind people like that. I need you to come in and let me lay my own foundation so that I can ensure the work that I'm doing. That's the only way I'm going to guarantee it. Now, I just don't like messing with heads that I've not shampooed and conditioned. That's just me personally. And especially right now with COVID-19, girl, you better get that scalp, girl.
Well, I've been in a salon where people tell people to bring their own combs and edge control. So, yeah, that Savon, get back on here.
My problem is the people who are saying, look, talking about some, okay, girl, I'll be there. I got my own comb. That's like, you know what? Back in the day, somebody used to ask me, so if I bring my own shampoo conditioner, how much is it?
Oh, one of them.
First of all, you can bring it if you want to and set it in your lap.
If you take your own bun to McDonald's, how much is your Big Mac? That's what I say. If you take your own little bread down to McDonald's, do they give you a discount on your Big Mac?
First of all, you're going to keep your bread. They're going to give you some more bread and they're going to charge you regular price. Okay? So my price is my price. This is not let's make a deal, and this is not Jeopardy. Okay? So this is how much it's going to be with or without. But you have some stylists, I mean, they'll pay that $50 and $100 for their sew-in because they already shampooed and braided up or conditioned, and you just got to braid them up. Get you a braider. If you're pressed for time like that, get you somebody who get you a shampoo tech, get you a braider so that they can help you move like that whole well-oiled, line. It's going to cost you a little bit more, but you charge a little bit more to offset that cost and still be able to provide a quality service. Trust me, in the end, that client is going to appreciate that, because the first thing they say when you mess up their hair is, this bitch don't even shampoo hair. I don't even know why. It's going to come back on you.
Yeah.
It's going to be you messed up their hair. You. And that's going to be your brand and your name. Oh, this is a good question from Erica. Are you using disposable capes and gowns? Some people using trash. So let me just tell you what I'm doing, Erica. I'm not using disposable. I have a washer and dryer. I am only taking a certain set of clients at a time. I am using, clean capes. I'm not going to go out here and buy capes for each client like that. And right now, disposable things aren't readily available.
Right.
But I am definitely not taking one cape off one client and putting that same cape on another client. That's cross-contamination. You definitely can't do that today in COVID. There's been instances where people have done that previously. I will not suggest that today.
There are two types of capes that you use too, because
we are using
you have a dry cape and a shampoo
and
cape.
stuff.
A lot of times,
I will tell you that they do have them
see a person using
stock
that one cape for both,
at
but you have two
global
capes for both. So
companies.
your capes are constantly in rotation, so you'll never be able to cross.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, Robin. C-Star, what were you saying?
I said there are two capes, a shampoo cape and a dry cape. So when you're styling, you're supposed to use two different types of capes. You don't supposed to keep the same cape on that same person and reuse. By the time your capes are in rotation, the other ones are clean by the time you need to get to that next client, because you should have enough capes to cover your clients for the day.
Okay. Come on, Miss Robin.
Oh, I was just saying we are using the disposable aprons, the plastic kind that they use in restaurants and stuff. As far as the capes, yes, we are using the waterproof and the plastic, which you can then spray and wipe down the plastic ones.
Yep, you can.
But Global Industrial Company, I think it is, has the disposable aprons and stuff in stock. I just ordered some Thursday, so.
Okay.
Amazon has the masks that are cotton that you can wash and reuse. They are a box of 50 is $31.
I thought about getting those, but this is when I fall into the consumer mind. I really don't know if you wash them, so I wouldn't use them if I was the consumer. So I'm not going to provide them. You will have to come with your own mask, and I will be wearing my mask. And I know.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, let me ask this question. With
Legally Leah is getting her esthetician's license.
With UD Star and even Miss Robin and Shayla. So do you think with this epidemic that's going on right now, do you think people are cleaner than they were before, or is forcing people to become clean?
Yeah, I believe it's forcing people to become clean, because I know before, even, I'm just going to be completely honest. Before COVID, I wasn't as clean as I should have been. Yeah. Now, I ain't saying I'm just this terrible nail tech, because the reason why I spend so much money on my products is because everybody has their own fingernail file, their own buffer. I have like 50 pairs of cuticle nippers. So I didn't have to constantly always clean like I should have, but I was still being clean with the clients. I'm going to put it like that.
So for me, I have always been kind of OCD about it. I think right now I'm even more so. Now, I have like a plethora of, like I said, a plethora of combs, dry sanitizers. I mean, I'm just very old school, even though here, State Board is like, you don't need those things. In my head, I'm like, yes, I do. I would rather be extra safe than sorry. The one thing that I will say that I'm doing differently now is the fact that I am using more of a versatile, is what we call it, a cleaner after it, like when they get up out the seat. And I'm so concerned because I'm using the antibacterial, and then I'm also using the lanacleaner to keep the seats conditioned, because I don't want them drying out, and I got to replace them because I just replaced them within the last year, all of the equipment in the salon. So I am being a little more anal about that than I used to be, just because I want to be extra safe, and because I have to go in, I've got to be extra safe. But I'm not going to act like every time, honey, after they got done, I was in there bleaching the sink. Like, I would do it nightly. I would do a little light clean after every shampoo, etc. And before I leave the shop, I would do, a cleaning every weekend. Every week I would do a deep cleaning. Now it's like a deep cleaning every damn night now. I mean, well, when I go back in. So you have to allow time for that too now.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't really for y'all, because I know most professionals, especially when you have your brand together, like, you don't want your brand to go down in flames by being nasty. I'm talking about, when you have customers coming in, because, it's you have some people come in there and, they may not be smelling so good, or, with all this washing and stuff, maybe doing the hands and stuff, they're not taking care of their hair and stuff like they're supposed to, or their nails and stuff. So, I mean, I'm not being funny or whatever, because I see it every day. You know what I'm saying? So on your end, I know y'all have to do certain precautionary stuff now to ensure that. But if y'all do run into clients that are not taking care of themselves, like, do y'all like give them a small little pep talk or whatever, or what do y'all do to ensure, you know, that the next time they come into your establishment that they are a little bit better?
Number one, I'm not giving no grown person no hygiene tips. If you come, see, one time I remember one good incident. This lady came in, she wanted a manicure. I took one good look at her fingers and I told her no. This lady talking about she was cooking all day, had a nerve to come in there with chicken shit all up under her nails. I said, no, ma'am.
So you have a sign that says we reserve the right to refuse.
I said, how about you just put some soap on her?
We reserve the right to refuse service at any time and anyone.
Right. From a hairstylist point of view, and that's even when we do when we analyze the scalp. For example, if they got a ringworm or psoriasis, there are certain services we have to refuse. Because of state board.
And I've had to do that.
If it's not up to par, then we have to turn away service.
I've had to do that twice, and
in terms of coaching people.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Savon.
I was gonna say
in terms of I have students and I have to coach them through having those conversations. And I always say approach it so you are making the client feel like you don't want to put them at risk. You know, if they have something on their face, I saw a lady had ringworm one day and I said, well, you know what, unfortunately, it looks like you have some inflamed irritation on your face. And state board won't allow me to work on that because I don't want to put you at risk. I don't want to risk exposing you to something. So rather than having it be like, you're nasty and we're not touching you, I'm thinking about you and your safety and I don't want to put you at risk. I'm just not willing to risk it. So I'm happy to see you come back once that's been taken care of.
I've had to do that with the client. This client was super sweet, super nice. I mean, everything, but she really needed to visit a dermatologist because there were some scalp issues that constantly led to scalp lesions. And there were areas around that neck in the back that carried, you know, an unpleasant smell. So we definitely had to make sure we get her to, a physician to have that looked at. She never came back. I think she was embarrassed, but we talked about it. In my salon, I have partitions where we can have these discussions privately. She never came back, but I did what I had to do, you know. And she was really sweet. It was hard because you can tell that some people know and they just don't want to talk about it.
All right, and this is just a footnote for those who are in the comments. You also want to be careful of watching who your hairstylist or your barber is to make sure that they're properly cleaning their utensils, even your nail techs. Make sure that you see them cleaning their material. If you don't see them cleaning, then that could be a red flag because that's passing contamination from one person to another.
Combs ain't out of stock. Brushes ain't out of stock. There's a lot of things that is not out of stock. You can use to clean. Barbicide has always been our friend, honey. Right. The ultra the UV sanitizer has always been your friend. Bleach has always been your friend. You got $2.
I'm done with the chicken under the fingernails. That's what I'm done with.
Listen, I was done with it too. That's why I told her
in there like that.
And then had a slight attitude, talk about, well, all I want is a polish. Girl, all you want to do
is some is a hand washing first. So here's the thing, I don't even cook without gloves. Like, I'm funny. Like, I like to dig in my meat. That was I like gloves. I don't like things under my nails. I don't like stuff getting in my jewelry. You understand what I'm saying? So I need to have the gloves.
Girl,
so I don't know. And then you have nails, so you already know once they get under there, girl, you gotta scrub with that brush. Like, it's not a good feeling. So she knew she had chicken and flour under them nails. Oh, nasty ass.
She was working on an ass whooping.
She probably came in fresh off of eating some chicken.
That was my whole thing. Like, you said you've been cooking all day. I know you've been digging in a plate too, girl.
Well, listen,
So why would
y'all.
you not say, can I go and wash
say.
my hands first?
This has been fun. I thank you guys for definitely joining the panel. I don't know if anyone had any questions where T Bless, if you wanted to drop the link for people to come in and ask questions. It went over a little bit longer as far as the panel is concerned, but we've had some really good things that I feel like right now, especially with COVID-19, that as consumers and as clients, you need to know, because one thing that I'm going to set myself off to the side and play devil's advocate right now, you're going to have a lot of stylists and personal services facilities wanting to bridge that financial gap. So we want to say that they're going to make sure they have your best interest in place, but they really don't. So you're going to have to be responsible for making sure you are keeping yourself safe. It is not anyone else's job or obligation. It is your job to keep yourself safe. So if you walk into a nail shop or a salon, they're not practicing safe social distancing. They have way too many people. They're not practicing proper, exaggerated sanitation is what I call it. And you decide to stay, pumpkin, is it that serious?
Girl. So let me ask you this then. With everything still reopening up, when do you think is a safe time? Do you think going in the first day or two that a person is open up, or do you should think that she just should wait like 2 or 3 weeks and then go in to visit them, because then they have a set routine together and so many people won't be flushing in?
It's never safe. I'm going to tell you that right now. We ain't safe now. The only reason why we open now,
yeah, it's not about when you go in, it's how you go in.
This is true, because it's going to happen. And then on top of that, even though my salon was closed, I was in there every weekend still cleaning like normal, just because it's my routine. And I just wanted to make sure, you get what I'm saying? Because you can never be too sure. And I want to make sure that for me, it's more exaggerated cleaning now. So I have to make sure I have a good practice in place. I'm thinking logically on how I'm going to handle getting everyone in. And I'm really saying I'm doing one at a time. So that means, like D-Star said, I'm not going to have a lot of sleep, but I also want to make sure I service my clients. You know what I'm saying? And then what disadvantage we had here is that there were 89 other counties open before my county was allowed to open. So I can't take more than one, because to be honest with you, I don't know where the hell they been. I'm pretty sure they the one that had Secretia scrub their scalp, and I don't know if Secretia was clean. So let me make sure. And I'm waiting on my touchless thermometers to come in, because we checking that not at the door, at the car, because I don't even want you at the door.
I can't blame you for that. Self-preservation.
You know, so it's scary. It's scary. And don't take it personal when people are taking precautions to protect themselves. Don't be like Karen at the store. Have some understanding. You know what? Legally, Leah.
That's funny.
Just remember, that means that whoever you're ordering from in LA, they have a distributor. So that distributor is probably overseas.
9 times they are overseas, honey. Ain't nobody in the United States selling their Indian hair, girl.
Well, Savon said it, not me.
And most of them are being processed through Guangzhou, China.
I was just gonna say, if you are going to do that, you need to get your package and use gloves. You need to wipe it down with your Clorox bleach wipes, and then you need to do an apple cider vinegar bath for the hair, and get that soaked up and rinsed out 2, 3, 4 times, and then hang it up to dry. You really need to treat it before you use it.
Absolutely.
Well,
and
anytime you purchase hair, always shampoo and condition that hair before using it. Because again, at some places we've had people who had hair that's shipped to them and they had ringworms in it. I purchase a lot of weave extensions and male units, so I have to keep above this. And there are U.S. hair companies that do sell hair also that you can utilize where you don't have to worry about the oversee issues.
Legally Leah, pumpkin, baby. It's not even about the cost of the hair. Some factories, the way that they process that hair is done on floors, boo.
Oh.
If you've not visited the actual manufacturer or distributor, I don't care if you getting your hair from Jesus Christ today. You still need to treat it because you don't know where it's been. And I know a lot of people.
Your key wasn't working?
I know a lot of people who I know you are, baby, but I'm just saying that there's some people out there, sweetheart, that they're not. That's how they're being done. I've had people sell $500 and $600 bundles of hair, and I look at it and I'm like, girl, you paid how much for this shit? Seriously. So, just be careful. Every time you get you get hair, you need to wig, anything. You shampoo or take it in and get service if you don't want to do it. Let us take the risk, because I'm going to charge you for that risk. But let me take the risk because I'm going to do it properly. She said Shayla always putting bass in my comments.
Leah, don't start it. Don't start it.
You know how she do. She gets us all riled up and still look. Rest in peace, Boheme. Well, y'all, I thank you guys for joining. I don't think anyone else has any questions. I think we've been out here for a long time. We're hitting 10 minutes from 3 hours. Listen, Robin, thank you so much for joining. I mean, girl, are we going to have anything to talk about next week, girl?
Oh, we're going to have some stuff to talk about next week.
Yes,
absolutely.
I will call you.
Tell them the topic?
Not yet. We got to
tell them the topic for next week?
Not yet. We're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to send out, I'm going to schedule and put it out there on the page so that they can see, and you can share it with your people as well, honey. So, yeah. You like to tell them the topic?
Good. It was nice to meet everybody and get to talk to them, too.
You can tell them the topic if you want. I'm going to add to it, but you can give them a smidget, a little touch.
Oh, next week we will be talking about keeping your sanity in uncertainty. Not going crazy in this coronavirus time.
How do you maintain sanity?
Oh, it's too late. I'm crazy. I've completely lost it.
This is how I kept my sanity.
Hey. Libations.
Now I'm going to need a good AA program to get myself together.
You ain't never lied.
When I went into the shop to do my cleaning today, when I tell you I walked in and I felt like she hugged me back. She was like, "Mamas, I missed you." I was like, "Baby."
Oh,
listen, that's my baby girl. Yes.
It's gonna feel so good when you go back to work. It's such a good feeling because I was off for 2 months and I kind of felt like I almost forgot how to do what I do. So, when I went back, it was like a warm feeling. Like I almost wanted to cry because I felt like my career was over.
Because that's your baby. And you know what? We always thought as being professionals of the personal services industry, as everything we've watched certain areas be, offshored and, companies, getting businesses overseas. We've always felt a sense of comfort in the fact that, we are still essential workers until them hoes told us that we wasn't.
Right.
You are not essential, honey. Don't nobody need to get their hair combed. Don't nobody need their skin clean, bitch. Go sit down. They're gonna have to deal with it themselves. I was like, oh, I've never felt so unemployed.
If you can see this gray hair on my hairline, you would know we're essential.
First of all, you can fix that yourself. You're doing too much. Man.
I was in disbelief when we got shut down. I said, what?
I you know what? I didn't even know until a week later. I told you.
Yeah, you did.
Girl, I was up in the shop just doing my thing, and my best friend was like, girl, what you doing? I said, girl, my clients, it's Saturday. She's like, girl, they shut us down. I said, when? Because, girl, I don't watch the news like that. I said, oh.
Savon, you was in there working, and y'all couldn't put down.
Stay Boy could have been like, and I was like, yeah, come on in. We can do an inspection. Come on in. They would have shut my ass out and find me. I was like, oh, I didn't know. Let me get this one done, girl. Look, I don't know.
Well, I'm going to get off here. Good night to the panelists.
Good night.
Good night. I'm going to get off here. Good night to the panelists. I definitely enjoyed the comments. So that was funny, too. So
good night, honey. See you next week.
Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Y'all listen. So we're going to wind it on down too. Thank you guys for joining the show. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am so glad that I pushed Shaquancha's ass to work because I've not had her all in my ear because she's been out there in the comments doing her thing. Good for her. She's got something. She's been helping Xylent and T-Blessed, honey. Woo. Jesus. So I'm about to put it in and go to bed tonight. I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
Okay. I'm
kind of seeing that.
Xylent, you have a good night. D-Star, you have a good night. Look, he's just such a
Y'all too.
Jazz, you have a good old night. Look, shout out to my stylist. Who was her stylist? Kevin Kirk. Okay, Kevin, shout out to you, boo-boo. Keeping Miss together.
Stay safe in the COVID.
Oh, I got to address something real quick before we leave.
Oh, God.
Shayla, you know, like you had that cover that go over your mattress, right? And then you got that sheet that you put over you, and then you got that comforter, right? That if that sheet is full of mud and dirt, is you gonna sleep comfortable? No. So just like not shampooing your hair before getting braids, that's how I feel. I'm just saying.
So on that note,
ooh, that was shady. Ooh, that was shady.
If you guys have appreciated your panelists and they have given you some essential information to help you maneuver and move to the next steps of your life with the personal services profession, definitely make sure if you want, you can send them a little love through their Cash App. What's your Cash App, Shayla?
I don't even know. Oh, it's $honeydo nail.
Jasmine has her there. $, Miss J Divine. Mine is $, T Savon Osborne, and D Hairstylist. What is your Cash App?
$Mr. D. Oh, Cash App. $Mr. D Star 100.
Oh.
Xylent drop his because his is complicated. He always being difficult and shit.
Y'all know he's special.
Oh, he's got $signs and hyphens and apostrophes and shit.
Mr.
He was like an alphanumeric password and shit. Like, what the hell?
Mr.
Thank you guys so much. And like I said, please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good night. Thank you, panelists. Mwah.
Have a beautiful
Love y'all.
Love you too, Pucky.
You I ain't fucking with you. Don't shade me no more.
Who is this?
D-Star.
Good night, y'all.
Bye.
Good night.